But your picture's not up there.
Oh, shut up.
You can't see how big your head is.
There, are you happy now? I don't know why you
No.
want to look at me anyways. You look at me for tells, that's why you want to look at me.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah. She had been partnered with Felrin for almost 15 years. They joined the Guardians together when they were still children, and have only spent a handful of weeks apart since. One would think that she'd feel closer to him, and it often puzzled her that she didn't. Others had wondered if the two had ever entertained thoughts of romance, and while she was certain that Felrin had, she had never felt that kind of draw. There'd been physical urges and releases, sure, but nothing more. She just didn't have that much to give emotionally. Never did. If she would have, it would have bothered her a lot more that he'd been dragged away by some strange toad-like creature. But it didn't. In fact, the creature monitoring her thoughts and reactions as it pulled implanted memories from her mind was really quite surprised that she hadn't been bothered much at all by the plight of her companion. So it flipped a few switches and with its psychic powers called out to its master. Maybe they'd found the one. You guys currently are in a pants poop moment.
Nah, we're doing all right.
You were in the tower searching for clues as to Thanok's missing companions. You found a woman dressed very oddly with a strange device who had a giant hole in the side of her head. And having the beginning of this is a terrible thing that's going on moment, you decided to leave the tower, but not before the Warforged and the Mind Flayers burst into the room, stunning all of you and almost causing major problems for your party. One definitely tried to eat Othig's head, and Othig narrowly escaped that terrible fate. And then
Othig headbutted him.
and
He's
then
like,
you
not today.
you all fled out the tower onto one of the ships that had been docked there. This one in particular was called the Atomic Dustbin. You were waved onto the boat by Kelrin, your gnomish friend, and a giant soup kettle looking crab robot thing. You have no idea what this being is, but it scuttles about with
Soup kettle crab bot is about it.
Yep, soup kettle crab bot with dials and pressure valves and gauges where its head and eyes should be. And that's where we left off. Oh no, there was right. There's something else that happened. That black cloud that you had noticed out in the edges of the cosmos had found its way to the tower and the island that it was on. And as you jumped onto the dustbin, massive tentacles started reaching out from it and grabbing the ground and the tower itself and pulling it into the darkness. That's where we left off. Yeah, so...
Is the kettlebot called Bonkers 2 by chance?
No. Do you want to take time for introductions, or do you want to do something about...
I think we need to leave, so no introductions.
Okay, so you yell out that you need to leave. Kelrin echoes that thought processing comment, and the crab bot is scuttling around on deck, just hooting and whistling and pointing, in particular at Kelrin and Jeffrey. A little bit at Thanok, but mostly Kelrin and Jeffrey.
Does it need them to do something?
It does, but it can't communicate to you in a way that you can understand.
I will take a moment.
How long of a moment?
A minute.
You definitely don't feel like you have a minute.
I will cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay. All right, you cast Detect Thoughts, and it's screaming, somebody with arcane power needs to fly the ship.
Oh, okay, so I will verbalize that between one of the three of us. Probably not me.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Kelrin gets very excited as Jeffrey starts to do rock, paper, scissors and just screams out, "I'll do it."
Yeah.
I'm standing there with scissors out.
Yep. And then just to make you feel better, he puts a little fist out there and shakes it at you.
I'll just put my paper out, just for Jeffrey.
For giggles.
So He runs to where he supposes the helm of the ship is going to be as one of these tentacles wraps itself around the tower where the dustbin is floating, and it's chugging along a little bit, like it's being directed a little bit by two other Warforged that are on the ship, but it is definitely not necessarily flying. It's more like if you had a large sailboat and then somebody is out there with an oar paddling. It is not the main way you power this ship, obviously. So they're whistling and tooting, and they're kind of pulling on some cranks, and the ship's just chugging along a little bit. And this tentacle wraps around the tower and pulls an entire level of the tower into the darkness. As that happens, make perception checks. That's a great way to start the day.
8.
That's not really any better. Oh, that's terrible.
Typical.
We are on
Yes.
brand
That
for
was the
the
best.
Granic Backs.
Yeah.
No one has any idea what's really going on. You all just scream tentacle and look at Kelrin, who runs up to the helm of the ship and puts his little gnome fingers up and starts to cast spells and wiggle them, and nothing happens. How long does Detect Thoughts last?
It lasts for a minute, I think.
Okay. The Kettlebot is screaming something about the captain's compass.
Oh, is that what we have? I think either Othig and I are carrying it. One of us is carrying it. That like pyramid thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Whoever has it, if I have it, I'll pull it out. If Othig has it, I'll tell him to take it.
Okay. So you pull it out, and the Kettlebot starts to hoot very positively, and you're like, yeah, it's like, yeah, that's it, that's the compass. So you get that over to Kelrin, and as you're giving it to it, the Kettlebot just is screaming in your mind, have him cast anything into the compass. And so he does. He casts a spell into the compass, and all of a sudden, the ship, like, elongates and snaps forward. And it's just gone from where it was. But there's this banging and clanking, and you hear Kelrin start to scream as his hair poofs straight back, and actual fire is shooting off the back of his head. And the ship... Yep, real close.
Yes, I love
real
this
close,
show.
except more fire.
I freaking love that episode.
And then the ship snaps back out of inner space, and it skids sideways, and it lists sideways. And you guys still have normal gravity, but you definitely can see the ship turning by the way the stars are responding, and it is now drifting. And Kelrin's eyes are just clouded over, and he just topples over backwards. And the Kettlebot says, "Oh, too big a spell," and he topples over. The compass falls to the ground. You're only about half mile away from the tower at this point, and the void is currently consuming the ground of the tower, but you watch as one of the tentacles turns its way towards you, and the tip of it dislodges and starts to come your way.
Gross.
I will
Jeffrey,
grab
are you up?
it and cast into it. I'm going to use a... What have I got? I'm going to use Lester's Restoration.
Lester's Restoration?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the thingy, and try and pilot the ship away.
All right. So you cast Lester Restoration in it, and it does not have any effect on the captain's compass. You feel like that spell is not arcane enough, that it qualifies more in the divine field. And those of you watching the tentacles watches this piece that has dislodged skips out of the area, and it appears just off the starboard of the ship.
Okay, polymorph it is. Let's go. Actually, no, I'm going to use Dimension Door just because it makes sense. I'll cast Dimension Door into it.
Okay, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as you pick up the captain's compass and try to cast this spell.
Constitution saving throw. That's a 10. I get my Warcaster from that or no?
Yeah, you can use Warcaster on that for sure. That's a great use of that feat.
I get advantage. Pow!
So,
Wow!
yep, that's 12. So it's not much better. Jeffrey, you are going to take significant damage from the feedback of this spell.
Unacceptable.
That is going to be 28 points of psychic damage as the ship lurches forward and it goes back into the interspace of the astral sea and blinks away. And now you hear Jeffrey yelling and screaming as he takes all this damage, but the ship does continue forward, and you see stars streaking by and moving past you.
How does Kelrin look?
Kelrin, you can't see anything at the moment. All you can see is space unraveling before you.
Oh, that's good.
Yep. For everybody else, Kelrin is laying on the ground smoking.
Huh.
He does look alive because he's twitching a lot, but that just might be nerves. I'm sorry, Andy, what did you say?
Oh my gosh.
Can we put him out?
Yeah, you could definitely put him out.
This is traumatizing.
He cast Fireball.
Probably more so for him, but...
Or Flame Sphere. Kelrin's
What do
special.
you want to do to put him out? I mean, do you just want to like put a blanket over him?
Stop, drop, and roll.
We should
right?
douse him with something. I have some beer, I think.
Kerosene.
Beer
That'll
or
work, right?
vodka?
Fire every time.
I mean,
Beer.
we probably don't know what vodka is, though. It's probably something similar to Scotch or ale.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, I think I have a potion.
Potion of no more fire?
Yeah. No, but we'll pat him down. Somebody pat him down, and I'll give him a potion. More
Okay.
of the D4.
So yeah, you pat him down, and you go over, and as you go to pat him down, it's a good thing you decided to deal with this right away, because as you go to pat him down, his robes start to smolder, and they light on fire right as you start patting him down. He's extraordinarily hot at this moment. His skin doesn't appear to be taking any damage, nor does his hair, but he just is radiating heat.
I'm gonna cast a Death Ward on him.
Yeah, he gets the death.
Okay, that's cool. So you cast Death Ward on him, and all the Warforged are gathered around him, and they're leaned forward, and they're just like sad R2-D2 sounding. They're like, ooh.
Is there? This may be beyond what I can do, but is there any like excess magic on him from this?
No, not at the moment. It doesn't work that way.
Okay, you were explaining him like he was hot, so I didn't know if he was like
Magically
still
hot, or just,
right. Yeah.
No, it's more like somebody cast heat metal on his skin. Like it's like that's what it feels like. He's just laying there and he's just oozing this energy out. But as far as like excess magic on him, like the forest had, it's not like that.
Right. Okay.
Jeffrey, I need you to make an intelligence saving throw as you're trying to figure out where in the world you're going to put this ship.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it over there.
Okay. I am going to make a roll for where you pop out then.
My attempt is left, but I don't know what that actually means.
Okay. So, the ship rips itself back into real space, and about, you would estimate, maybe a mile ahead, floating out ahead of you, is this giant. It's giant, and when you take a moment to study what you're looking at, you realize that it's much further away than you originally thought. There is this massive space donut. That is the only way you can describe it. It's a giant ring floating in space. It's metal. The more you stare at it, you realize that there are buildings encircling all of the edges of this donut as it sits out there and drifts in the astral sea. It's actually a city.
A donut city. This is Donatopolis.
Donutopia?
Nah.
Donaville.
No, that's a dumb name.
It's a dumb name. Who would name a city that? So as I'm doing that, I'm realizing we can't communicate with anyone on this ship. Realistically,
You were able to communicate very basically with the Warforged in the tower once they started reprocessing your language.
that's good.
But it does, and you could talk with them, but it does not seem like the Kettlebot can talk to you.
Oh,
But it also seems from what Thanak was doing that it's the one that knows the most.
yeah, that's good. That's unfortunate. I have Bardic Inspirations left. So if I utilize a Bardic Inspiration, I can roll and I can communicate with that number of creatures for 10 minutes. So I'm going to reach out to these creatures.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to roll a d10. Blap! I get 2 of them.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pick the Warforged that I turned into a teapot and the Kettlebot.
That one is still a cylinder.
That's why I picked him.
It has not. Okay. Well, from that one, all you get is static.
That's good.
It seems to be in a very deep shutdown mode.
Good. So I had commanded that one to shut down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to command it to not be shut down. But I'm then just I'm gonna talk with the Kettlebot and ask it what the donut is.
The Kettlebot introduces itself as Jenny Dial Eye, and she's the first mate of the ship. She's glad you can communicate with her. She points to the other dwarf and says, "That one could only seem to hear what I was screaming." And
yep.
And then she kind of crabs her way over to you, and her whole upper body lifts up, and she is actually full of stew and wants to know if you want some.
Yeah, absolutely, always. Who's the captain here?
Her name was Mirinda, but she didn't come back from the tower.
And I'll describe the lady, including the hole in her head, and ask if that was always there.
That was her. Nope, that was not always there.
Cool. We looted her in case anything was important on her.
Jenny has figured that out, being as you had the captain's compass.
Yeah.
Who's the new captain?
What did you say, John?
I was gonna say, what did we find on her body? I don't remember other than the.
You actually didn't loot her in specific. You rolled her over, and then you were like, "Well, is there anything laying about?" And you found the device. So, T, what were you asking? What was Jeffrey asking her?
I was asking who the new captain is.
She thinks it's her.
Right, but out of all of us, who looks the most like a pirate? And I still have.
We all look like pirates.
I know. I want her to vote as to which one of us looks the most like a pirate. And since I'm in control of seeming, they all look a little less like pirates.
She asks if the ship is being taken.
I mean, I was just driving it.
That makes you the navigator.
What did you use?
I'll take that.
Right. What did you use to communicate with her?
I have an ability from the Bard College of Eloquence called Universal Speech.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yep. So regardless of the language that I speak, or if the creature even speaks a language, as long as it is a creature, I can speak to it for 10 minutes.
Nice. Okay.
No, I have no intentions of stealing your ship. It was more just a formality, figuring out if, since, we were here, if we suddenly just owned a ship. It's kind of a thing that just happens with the Granite Backs. Ships happen to be theirs.
She says unless you want to take it through piracy and force, the ship is definitely now hers, as her and Mirinda have been partners for a very long time.
I will try and make a persuasion check for co-ownership, where she gets like 70% and we get like 30%.
She doesn't understand why you would be able to claim any.
I'm just trying to beguile her utilizing the universal speech, because I have advantage on charisma checks to influence them.
All right, I mean, make a check.
I'm just fishing. That's all I'm doing. Jeffrey's really hoping to make himself look good in front of the granite backs. That's all.
Okay.
With advantage.
Seems like a hostile takeover to me.
Can Mav
Like-
impose disadvantage on that check?
Yeah.
You can't
Using
understand
his
what I'm
perception.
saying. I'm speaking universally.
That's true. All you hear coming out of Jeff's are like whistle noises and steam sounds and clicks and
doesn't like where
whirs.
this is going and is trying to impose disadvantage by messing with them.
Jenny isn't
It
having
doesn't
any
matter.
of
I
it.
didn't roll great.
She's not having any of it. However, she realizes that she does owe you something for helping get them out of that situation.
Hey.
And she goes into a box up near the helm and pulls out a little gold star pin and puts it on you. You are now a rank 1 helmsman.
I leveled up, y'all.
She also says we should leave.
I make my shirt look red.
Oh no. I don't want to kill another one of your characters.
Yeah, we should leave, but where should we go? Like,
She says
You
not
said-
here. We don't want to be here.
what is here? I asked what the donut was, and you didn't answer.
Oh, sorry. She tells you that's the city of Sigil.
We don't want to be there.
No, you don't want to be there. She's like, we never docked there out of fear that somebody would find a way to contract their way into owning the ship.
Oh, I didn't know that was even a possibility, and I just wink at Mav.
We need to go over there.
Contracts abound, apparently. Did you happen to see a dragon while you were around?
No.
Okay. We're looking for a dragon. So we shouldn't go to Sigil. What was the tentacle-faced ship?
We don't know what is inside of the cloud, but they call the cloud the Void of Visigal.
Void of Visigal. That's terrifying. What are the squid-faced people?
Don't we know what those? We've seen them.
Yeah, you've seen
I
them.
don't know. I'm making sure they're the same as they are on the Prime is basically where that
She would
question
use their
was.
more proper name of Illithid, not Mind Flayer. But
Okay.
yeah. They're the
All right.
Illithid. They cruise the astral sea regularly and often take ships from people who own them. And as she's explaining that, there's a snap hiss in the sea around you, and that tentacled ship, the smaller one that broke off of the large tentacle, appears again just off your bow.
Frank, I will flip it off and cast my last 4th level spell to Dimension Door the ship again.
Okay.
How big is that tentacle compared to the ship?
It is 4 times the size of the dustbin.
Ooh.
We can take it.
Tony,
I'm
I
gonna
need
try
you
and
to make an
control-
Arcana check. As
Oh,
this
okay.
thing, it is current as it pops out. It is currently wrapping a tentacle around your ship.
Can I help him with that?
I'm going to say no, not on this, because he's doing this super fast.
Okay.
Boom. Actually, that's not bad. 16.
It is not bad. It is not enough, though. Really darn close.
Okay.
As you
Wait,
engage the engines, and
can you use his Wargong?
Yeah,
D4?
I forgot I had the
He
word.
could use his Wargon. He hasn't used it.
I haven't. Yeah, you know what? I'll go ahead and throw a D4 on that. Why not?
oh,
Makes it an
dog.
unnatural 20.
Okay,
You can go ahead and remove that from me, Othig.
Yeah, I got it.
so you guys watch as just above your heads, this tentacle is squeezing around you, and the dustbin pops back off into interspace again.
Yes!
I will try and control the trajectory and get us where we came in
Okay.
to this place,
Which
which is way back on the other side. My assumption, because we were facing, I don't actually know where we're facing, so that's just all I'm going to do. I'm going to try and get us back to the point of entry to the
Okay, so
astral-
you pick a place,
yeah.
and you watch as the stars bend and realign themselves as you're just thinking about where you're going.
Oh.
And you can see it up ahead, and then poof, you pop out, and you're not far at all from where you came in. You recognize the school of urchin that are not too terribly far from where you drifted off.
Oh, frick.
And you can see not far away the black cloud.
Yeah, that's why I was going to say not do that.
I thought we traveled for a long time.
You did, but you were floating in a cage without engines.
Yeah.
We were listing for.
You were flapping with a giant bird for an hour, but it's definitely not fast.
All right.
We gotta figure out where we should or could go and try to go there.
Yeah. So I'll ask. What's her face? Where we need to go?
Well, she says they're scavengers, and they find stuff floating in the sea, and they gather stuff and then head off.
Where would be a good place to get information about crazy stuff that happens in the astral sea?
Wait, we know this. We know the answer to this. There's a TV show about it. What the heck was it called? They're on a rock in space. You're one of your Beholder shows.
Look at the map.
Talks about their center of operations being on a rock somewhere.
It's not a rock, but I know what you're talking about. It's a place called Round Town.
Right. Yeah.
It's in what we would call in science fiction lore a Dyson sphere, a giant ball in space that holds energy inside of it. Typically, they think it's a giant shell built around a sun. That the interior of the sphere powers the giant ship. But that's Round Town.
Let's go there.
Ask her if she thinks we can go there.
She wants to know how much fuel you have left.
I have 2 3s of fuel. I don't know how to answer that. I have 2 3rd-level spells, and I have 2 2nd-level spells, 4 of my 5 bardic inspirations, and then 4 1st-level spells.
Okay.
And then whatever Kelrin's got.
Well, Kelrin is fat unconscious right now.
Oh.
I have a couple of 1s and 2s.
He is no longer on fire.
That's good.
It does take a minimum of a 4th level spell to engage the folding drive. However, you could propel the ship quite fast. But that's very different than folding space.
I'm going to heal Kelrin.
Well, I gave him a potion. Did that bring him out of?
It did not.
He's a different kind of unconscious.
Yes, he is not standard textbook unconscious.
Okay.
Well, that's.
Jenny would tell you that his mind is probably currently rearranging itself. He's rebooting.
Rerouting.
Calculating.
Kelrin.exe failed to execute.
Great. Yes.
In that case, there is nothing I can do here. I'm out of 4th level spell slots of arcane nature.
You can still fly the ship, and you can fly quickly. You just can't fold space.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I will ask her what direction, and I will make us go that direction as fast as I can.
She would say, normally, we'd want to head that direction. And she points off, and it is opposite of the cloud, which is slowly moving your way. But it's not fast. The cloud of Visigal is not fast, although she is very worried about it. It's a very scary thing out here in the sea, as it consumes everything it gets near. And she points, and there is a twinkling of light, and then you see another ship coming towards you. This one, it's large. It looks like a large metal dwarven barge. It's not tall, and doesn't have tall sails like an elven ship or a human ship back on the seas would. But dwarves, from time to time, in different nationalities, have developed these more tub-like barges. We would think of them more like an ocean liner. And that's kind of what this looks like. And it has a big ring of arcane energy surrounding it, boosting it forward, much like the dustbin does.
Well, that's good.
and it is heading towards, like, right towards you guys.
All right. I will deviate course and attempt to
Go
Does she seem
towards
concerned
it.
about it?
Go. I think we should go towards it, but not in a. So that we can come up alongside it.
It's already heading towards us.
I know, that's what I'm saying. We should go towards it. Not like directly at it, but go towards it so that we can come up alongside it.
Sure, I will.
Not in an aggressive, we're challenging you, but we're...
Okay. So you guys start to fly towards it and keeping
Does Jenny have a response to that?
And this could be anybody. And she...
No,
Oh.
I mean when we... Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, it's for her, it's a crapshoot. Because it could be anybody. It could be... She just starts listing off a smattering of different factions that you don't have any context for.
All of them, I assume, I guess we would try to communicate. If, how long does yours last? It only last for 10 minutes communicating with her?
Correct. 10 minutes, and then I would have to use another bardic inspiration.
Well, I can try, what is that called? Comprehend language. Though she wouldn't be able to. It lasts an hour. I can understand her, but I can't. She can't understand me.
We assume at this point that she can probably understand everything we say.
Yes.
We just can't understand her.
Oh. So then I'll just, while that's happening, I'll ritual cast comprehend language.
Okay. And it takes about that amount of time. And it's weird. Even though it looks like the black cloud of Fazragul is moving slow, it's gaining on you, which you don't quite understand. Because the way it moves and blocks out the stars, you should be outpacing it, but it is gaining on you. The other ship kind of banks, and it comes along broadside like it's cutting you off. And then you hear almost like somebody speaking over a very echoey PA, but you hear it ringing out across the sea. Invasive ship in our territory. Prepare to make an account for your existence. And it slows down.
Are these elephants? What are they called?
No, not the elephants, but it's definitely you look out as this thing broadsides alongside of you, and there's just
rhinos.
There's a bunch of hippo men like dressed in like
hippos. Yes.
Like 18th, 19th century like British style military naval suits with the pauldrons and the little frillies, and every last one of them has a monocle.
All of them.
As they say, to account for ourselves, Mav starts accounting for ourselves. I start telling our history and who we are, and
Oh my gosh, you guys!
Guys, as he's doing that, I'm also going to yell using thaumaturgy. The thing of Fazragul is going to eat your ship if we don't leave.
Preposterous! We have never been devoured as long as we've been on this ship.
Good. Let's just switch sides then. Like, I'm going to rotate around you while we talk.
Yep. Who was the one that was listing your military deeds and exploits? That is a being who knows how to communicate.
You got it.
Mav would raise his hand again.
This guy wants to sell us some Jello pudding pops.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
So,
This is so bad.
They grant you permission to dock with them if you would like.
I would.
Yeah,
I would like to do it on the other side of the cloud. So that
Absolutely.
them first.
Okay, so you guys begin to move the ship around to the other side of the cloud, and you can just or this, basically. You've come to figure out that anybody can move this ship, a ship or an object they're on in the astral sea just by thinking about it. You apply whatever limited psychic ability you have to what you want to do, and it happens to some degree. Now, obviously, it does not move quickly. It's kind of like crossing the Pacific with a trolling motor. Sooner or later, you get there. But, you know, it's going to take some time. Then adding leveled spells to it propels it along. But obviously, Kelrun went home, and fried his brain. You only need a 4th level spell to warp space to jump, and he went a little overboard and almost broke the ship. Jenny informs you that he almost tore it apart.
Sounds about right.
Yep. If it didn't have an emergency stop, you'd probably be hurtling into something she calls the anvil. And you have no context for that, but she says you'd be hurtling into the anvil. So you guys come around and you start getting ready to board the ship, and then snapping out of space is this long, elongated, rocky, crystalline ship, and it begins bombarding the gift battle boat. And then you hear the hippos be like, "Fire all cannons at that gift monstrosity!" And you guys are right in the middle of a barrage at the moment.
Of course we are.
Yeah, all right.
Just someone cast a friggin' spell and get us there. Get us to the dock.
I'm out. I'm out of
We
spells.
can still use leveled spells to move us. We just can't. We just can't hold space.
Yes, you can move the ship quite a bit faster using a leveled spell. You just can't fold space.
All right.
Get there.
I will.
Oh, we're docked, so wouldn't that?
No,
wreck the
you were
ship?
on your way to docking.
I will.
Oh, okay.
Third level major image into the thing. All of my panic. It's just my face, but gnarled.
Yeah.
And like into the thing, and I'm gonna.
Okay. So the dustbin kind of kicks up like a speedboat on a calm lake, and it just it takes off, and everybody's kind of like, "Oh, this is really different than folding space." That's a smooth transition. This is definitely more like kicking a large engine on a slow-moving boat. And you just throw it into overdrive, and you just blast it up. This thing takes off, and as it's taking off, this arcane arc of energy shoots off of the Gith ship towards the dustbin.
Gith?
Yes.
Okay.
Like,
Is it a magical spell?
It is a magical effect, so this is something Mav could suck up.
Well, wait.
I get to fix it. Go away. Make it go away.
What?
I make your one go away.
Oh.
You're within 30 feet of me.
So that's a 2.
It's better, Tony.
It's better.
You have no idea what level this thing is.
Who shot the spell at us? Which one?
The crystalline ship. The Gith.
The Githzari.
Yeah, no, probably not.
Well, the Gith Yankee or the Githzari,
Yeah,
but that's what I meant.
One
Those
of
guys.
the 2 Gith.
Okay.
Nav is going to suck it up.
Okay.
It's not shooting at us, though. It's shooting
Oh,
at
no,
the
it shot you. As you tried to get away,
That's stupid.
it shot you.
Would I be able to redirect that?
No, it's beyond that.
I guess it's too far. It's too far out of range, anyways.
Yeah, and this isn't a spell. This is just straight arcane energy.
Okay.
So, and
Mav's sucking it up.
Mav is going to suck up the equivalent of a 7th level lightning bolt.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
I got that.
So you suck that up, and you the boat just the dustbin just tears out of this area super fast, and you're just zooming across, and the robots are all like whoop whoop whoop, and they're hanging onto the sides of the rails, and the ship's just cruising super fast. You watch as these two battle vessels just lay into each other, and then you hear the hippos are like, "Good grief, they've shot the foodstuffs!" It's just echoing through the sea as you watch as their battleship just cracks in half and they begin drifting. And then the Gith ship just zaps away again as the black cloud encompasses the Gith ship.
Told you it was going to happen. So I'm like yelling that with thaumaturgy. As we sail away as fast as we can.
So, T, with concentration, a leveled spell, you can keep up that speed for an hour.
Oh, how cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I will do that.
Okay, so now that you got this level spelled and they're cranking, you are definitely outpacing the black cloud.
I will do that. I will do that twice.
Okay. So you guys cruise for
letting the other guys take a short rest
for about 2 hours, and you begin
taking a short rest.
I'm gonna let you guys take a short rest while I drive, and then I'm gonna take a rest while someone else drives.
Okay. You begin to see up ahead on the horizon. There's something floating there, and it's a good long ways away. It'll be about another hour of driving.
after the 2 hours?
Yep.
Okay, who wants to take over?
Can anyone take over? Or?
Anybody who can cast an arcane spell.
So I guess it's probably just me then.
Yeah.
So I have I have Dimension Door.
That qualifies. That is.
Dimension Door is a 4th level.
I know.
So you could fold space with it and go someplace.
I also have. Oh, that's probably all arcane. That's arcane.
Ooh, you could take us to the dragon.
Blindness or deafness.
Don't we have to know where the dragon is, though?
Yes, you have to know where the location of the object is.
Fair enough. Well, in that case, we wouldn't be able to go to Round Town either because we don't have.
Blindness, deafness is a arcane spell.
There you go.
But we can go to Round Town because someone else knows where it is.
Is that
right?
how that works?
Is that what you're saying?
The navigator needs to know where it is. It works. Gotcha. This Jeffrey would explain to you that this device works directly with your brain. Like, when you start to imagine where you're going, you can feel it feeling around in your brain for your information.
I don't like it.
I may cast blindness, deafness, and have us cruise for about an hour.
All right, I'll take a short rest.
Okay.
Actually, I can do that
so
3 times.
Because he's able to name the place that he wants to go to, it's able to get us there?
No,
but if we try to go...
You feel like, Jeff explains, you feel like you have to have personal knowledge of being there.
He has personal knowledge of being at Round Town?
No, you can't zap to Round Town. He zapped you back to where you were.
No, so zapping you require personal knowledge of where you're going.
Yes.
Just cruising, I'm cruising like you cruise a motorboat.
Yep.
So we can't zap to Round Town. We have to actually travel there.
Correct. Or find a navigator who's been there.
We didn't unlock fast travel yet.
That's
correct.
Correct.
Can't the first mate Bonkers 2 do the navigating and us power the jump?
Nope, she is not an arcane caster. You have to have somebody.
They have to be one and the same.
Yep.
The person navigating has to be the person who powers it.
Correct. And the former captain was an arcane caster.
Sure.
So she was able to navigate and drive the ship.
Ah, crud. Okay.
So you guys go for another hour, and you get within a sight of being able to make this next place out a lot better. And at first, you're like, this is kind of weird. You see that there's these two giant, looks like balls are shaped. They're definitely oval in size. One is much larger than the other. One is really small, and they're connected to each other. And then there's all these strange pillars sticking up and down out of it. You're like, this is a really weird thing. And then as you get closer, you begin to make out what you're actually looking at. This is a spider that is its body is maybe 4 to 6 miles in diameter. The other ball is its head that has thousands and thousands of glowing eyes on it, and those spikes were its legs, and it's kind of in that curled up spider position. And in the base of its legs is this giant network of webbing. In that network of webbing, you see hundreds of docked ships. And looking at the spider, you see there is a civilization built on its back and on its belly.
Thanak, you should ask the robot what this place is.
Jacked up.
Okay.
Jenny tells you now that she can talk to you again. The spell reactivates.
Jenny.
And she's like, "Oh,
Mike, did you watch Love, Death, and Robots?
I did watch Love, Death, and Robots.
Is that where this is from?
No, where was there a thing?
All I can think about is I can't remember the name of the episode where you were probably terrified by it, but it was the
I do remember that with the memories. No, where he finds the chick that used to work for him, but it's not her. Yes,
yeah.
Nope. I mean,
yeah.
No,
you're describing like webbing in space, and I'm like, I've seen this.
Yeah,
we should turn around. Turn around right now.
That was a terrible episode. You're right. That was. Oh gosh, I'm really uncomfortable now. No. Jenny describes this to you. She says this place is called the Colony. It is.
Oh, that makes it better.
Yeah.
Colony of space fighters.
and she says there is a colony of dark-skinned dwarves like yourselves who live on the back of the spider, and then underneath it there's a colony of Durgar, dark-skinned elves, and they somewhat coexist, and they use the legs of the spider to travel up and down from the shipyards. She said it's a shady place, but it's relatively safe.
It is a like a dark net kind of place.
What is it called?
The colony.
That's not on the map.
Nope.
I will let her. Has she been to the what do we call Talist, I guess? Is that where we are?
She says that
Our home.
Yep. That most of those places exist all in the same place in the astral sea. But they're all like, and then she explained, she like puts her hands in like a layer. She does this type of thing. But you always go to the same place to get to them. If somebody wants to break into their personal space in the sea, that's where you go.
Well, my question is, Durgar, where we're from, aren't friendly.
She says these people aren't necessarily friendly either, but they're somewhat honest. She's like, I would rather be here than Sigil.
I guess my Durgar aren't necessarily friendly, but they're kill on sight with regular dwarves.
Oh, she says that's not the same out here.
Okay. That was basically my question.
While all this is happening, Thanos, where are we going?
Where are we going? I don't know. You're driving.
No.
Wait, no.
Where are we trying
Mav's
to
driving.
go?
We're trying.
I'm just steering.
Yeah, at the moment we don't know.
We're trying. Here's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get to some place where we can take a rest, and/or get information, or be safe. Any combination of those three things would be good right at the moment.
Well, you can take a rest right now.
Right.
I mean, you can't really do anything. No offense.
Yeah, I can't really.
I can't really either at the moment, so I'm just kind of hanging out. But I mean, we're looking for Jenica and Felrin, and finding Keith would be nice too.
Yeah, that's why I think we need to gather some information.
I forgot we called him Keith.
Yeah, Keith.
I did.
Somebody didn't forget. Multiple people didn't forget. I think.
I will just look at him and say, okay, and then I'm gonna find some boxes. I'm gonna crawl in one and go to.
Oh yeah, go for it. Take a rest. How long does Jenny think it'll? Oh, we're at the colony. How? Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll dock here.
Is it a good place for information?
Oh, it's a great place for information if you have the money to pay for it.
What's accepted out here? Like, what is currency out here?
She digs into her pocket and she pulls out a handful of small little orbs, and then you look closer and they're not. They're crystals that are orb shaped, and immediately Mav and Thanak can feel the magical energy coming off of them, and she says these are weave crystals. These are the most valuable thing out here. You can trade other currencies. I'm guessing because you're from a prime that you have some sort of coinage that's tradable here, but what people are really interested in are these. And then she opens up her stew lid and throws them back in the stew.
As she has those out, do I feel like I could absorb the magic out of them?
You do, but it feels very wild. Like it's very unpredictable. You don't know what you would get out of it.
Also, let's try not to absorb the money.
She just threw it in the stew, though.
Andy wants to become that gun from Borderlands that drains your money instead of bullets.
That's a gun.
Awesome.
That's a thing.
Yeah, it's been a...
Yeah, of course that's a thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'd be a terrible thing to not notice that it's doing it, and you're like, "Oh, look, it doesn't have bullets. This is great."
It goes
I'll
real
just sit
quick.
here
too.
tanking it.
But yeah, you do feel like you could absorb the magical energy out of there with some unpredictable side effects, perhaps.
Well, either way, we should.
Will Jennings stew make us feel better?
Oh, I never told Tony that. Yeah, it made him feel great.
What did it? That's it. Just made me feel good.
It actually would have refilled one of your 3rd level spell slots.
Hey, put one of those back for now, just in case.
That's good.
Yeah, we just got off to other cockamamie things that I came up with so quickly that...
There was some pretty cockamamie stuff going on.
Dude, you don't even know some of the stuff that I got going on out here.
Oh my gosh. Trying to outrun a cloud, caught in the middle of a battle, don't know how to power this ship.
Wow, my wife is home already. She is super early. How do you feel? Still like garbage. That's too bad. So, you guys have decided to dock there, so you get nice and close using the spell power and the captain's compass, and then Jenny takes over and brings you into a docking position. She wants to know what your intentions are, because she could really use somebody to continue to fly the ship.
Well, I think we'd let her know that we're looking for some friends of mine. Some friends of ours with the dragon. And currently, we may be in also need of transportation, so it could just be mutually beneficial for the moment to work together.
She agrees to that. She was just a little afraid you were going to wander off into the city and she would be stuck here trying to find a new navigator.
Yeah, I mean, our primary... let's put it this way. I don't think our friends are here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair guess. Hopefully they would have some information on where they might be. I'll ask her too. I mean, would she know anything about what would happen to... clearly they were taken by the Illithid. Is that too meta? Because obviously we know what happened to him, but I think it's fair to assume...
Well, technically you don't. I did describe a little bit of what captured them, but it wasn't an Illithid.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good. My reasoning was they were there.
They were there,
and both of them, Jenica and Felrin, were there. So were the Illithid. So the assumption is that they took them.
It's not a far leap, but the cutscene talked about a toad-like creature dealing with
That's true.
With
That's
them.
true.
So, but you don't know exactly how things work out here. You're used to how Illithid and things worked, back home, and you did see the Illithid using a number of other races in the City of Chains. So
yeah,
and they are prone to keeping slaves.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
So it's not a little too meta, but there are other reasonable conclusions to come to.
Okay, fair enough. All right. So I would ask her if she knew anything. I'd just give her the facts of what's going on, and if she's got any insight onto what might have happened.
Well, she says now that you're at the colony, you're back towards the edge of what's considered to be more civilized space in the Astral Sea. You're out of wild space, she calls it, or the drift, as more seasoned sailors. Like, if you were looking at maps, it would say wild space, but if you're talking to sailors, they'd call it the drift.
Okay.
The drift is where things are crazier. You'll see battleships of different factions show up trying to claim territory and salvage and wreckage. See them attack one another, like you saw the Gith and the Gif go to town on one another. Out there it's pretty nuts. And if your friends were out there, anybody could have taken them. There are a few places you could go for answers. There are a lot of people who know about what goes on here in the colony. She obviously doesn't recommend it, but you've already been there by accident. You could go to Sigil, but going to Sigil means you're going to have to make deals with people who specialize at making deals to get what you want, and that usually ends up in you constantly being trapped in a deal.
Yeah.
And so that's, unless you go to Sigil with an upper hand, you leave with no hand.
Mav, you should go there to train on deals. Oh, he's not there.
He's probably
He can probably hear you still.
I can hear you.
We'll have him intern there later.
That means we were going to go. Like, I went away to speak to the orator.
She said she talks about, well, how did your friends do you have any idea how your friends got here? Can they astral project? Because
We'll explain.
If they can, you might be able to find them at the tapestry.
I would have, like, Adam doesn't know, but Thanik would probably have a much better idea of what they could and couldn't do.
You do not think astral projection is in their skill set. However,
They got here somehow.
they got here somehow, and where they came in was really weird. You came in through extraordinarily powerful magical means that they don't have access to. So they got in some strange way.
Yeah.
And she says the tapestry's not far from here. So it would be another day's journey, but it'd be a place to look.
That's also not on the map.
Nope.
Does she have a better map?
Yeah, she would have access to a much better map.
Can we get access to that better
No,
map?
because I haven't made it yet. I was actually thinking about doing it today, and then Incarnate launched their full, final version. Not their final version, but, 1.0 full release, and I kind of geeked out and wanted to just redo all my maps and was paralyzed by map explosion.
I get that.
Their
crafting.
Their stuff it basically doubled in awesomeness.
That's beautiful.
Did it?
Yeah, and it's got an undo button now and a history and just, yeah.
That's nice.
Automatic roughing and shorelining of continental pieces. It's just cool stuff.
Oh, man.
I just wanted to redo it all. And I was like, I can't. I have a million things to do. It's my busy season. And all I want to do is play with toys. She would bring up another a map, and on it would be several other colonies and other places. Sigil's on there, Round Town, Pallet Station, all places that you have marked on the map. Although she tells you that she can't get to Pallet Station. She doesn't actually know anybody. She's never sailed with anybody who can get to Pallet Station. It is a very guarded secret.
We know where it is.
Sort of. It's on the map, but you don't know where it is. And she explains that to you about this map, is that you don't really ever know where any of these things are in position to the other ones.
Well, crap.
Because everything moves. The astral sea is fluid. So you need to have been someplace so that you can visualize that place to get to it. That's why you can't normally just sail somewhere. There is some sort of stability to it, like she knew you'd be able to find the colony or another civilization headed in the direction you were going, but it's not necessarily like 100% guarantee. There's a place on there called the Flotilla. She tells you that's where the GIF hang out. And there's another place called the Shard. That's where the Githyanki hang out. And then there's all sorts of different markings that she says marks what she calls weave streams. And these are basically rivers of magic. And if you're ever adrift, she says you can push whatever you're drifting into one of these rivers, and it will carry you like a river. So she said it's good to know if we're ever adrift. There's an entire large area called the Twisted Spires, and she describes these as imagine taking the horns off of deer and tieflings and other things and turning them into mile-long stone and just setting them adrift in an area. and they spiral and smash into each other. It's a pretty crazy place. There's the marble fields, and that's it's basically it's really dangerous to sail through because it's full of micro-sized and massive-sized, completely spherical balls of minerals. Some lunatics try to mine this place because some of the minerals are very valuable, but it's extraordinarily dangerous to do so. And they take
Sounds
on
like a job for granite backs.
these spheres take on the look of like children's marbles, like the game you'd play. So they're swirled with different colors and things like that. It's really cool. She points out the tapestry that she mentioned before. She said when somebody travels the astral sea, when they astrally project, they come in tethered by a silvery cord. All of those cords begin in this area, and they kind of all interlock and weave together and form a silver cord tapestry before they head out to wherever they're going. But there's an entry point for that, and so they call that the tapestry. So if your friends were there, you might be able to more easily identify their cord. And then you'd be able to follow it to wherever they are. That is assuming that someone hasn't already cut it and severed their soul from their body.
Right.
Well, that got worse.
Yep. And there's a couple other places. She points out the constellations, and she said all of these are different, but you should be able to imagine your own constellations, and you can navigate the sea by them. There's a phenomenon she calls the eye. She says every once in a while when sailing the astral sea, in a sailor's peripheral vision, they will see a giant eye staring at them. If they turn to look at it, it will disappear. No one has ever been able to make direct eye contact with the eye, and those that have tried to recreate it through illusion magic or artistry are often driven mad. People who are wearing a magical device that allows them to see in multiple areas, like a robe of eyes, are usually instantly killed if the eye appears. And then the last thing she points out that isn't on your map is the divine anvil. This is a cluster of raw energy that drifts through the drift. It's believed to be basically made up of the foundational materials of creation. And there's a lot of people that mine that because it shoots out gouts of basically like solar flares. And when the solar flare dissipates, there's a lot of stuff left behind, and people mine that. Mining the anvil has been like a major source of all of the wars that have started in the astral sea.
Seems legit.
So she basically spends her time, or she did, with her former captain, sailing the edges of the drift not too far from civilization, looking for people like you and islands like the tower was on, and trying to get in and salvage things before the void or some other astral monstrosity shows up and consumes it. Because there's plenty of them out there too.
Voids?
No, there's only one void, but there's tons of stuff just out in the fields. She talks about creatures and animals, and she calls them schools and things like that. And you've seen some of this. It's just weird styles of stuff that float through the sea that are similar to things you'd see in the ocean, but they've evolved to be able to exist astrally.
So you said she, they go around looking for, people to rescue?
No, they're scavengers. They look for people who've gone adrift and starved, or like that tower. It was just out there floating. Everybody in it was gone. They were going to try and salvage it.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, fair enough. How is Calrin doing?
He is still out cold. She says he will probably be like that for about a week.
Yikes. Okay. Does she mind keeping an eye on him while we go wander around?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Can we do anything for him? Does she know if there's anything that we can do for him?
We can tuck him in.
She says there's rumors of high level and powerful magics that can be cast on somebody who's who scrambled their brains trying to drive a spelljammer, but she can't. She doesn't know anybody who can fix them.
Okay. Does is her ship like a combat ship?
No, it's more akin to a very large fishing vessel than it is a combat ship. She does have a forward arcane ballista on the front of it, but it's small.
Yeah.
It's basically designed to fight off other ships its size.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Okay. Well, with that, let's go. We need to get some info and probably get a rest in at some point. Like, sooner than later.
Yeah. How long has it been since we've had a long rest?
Probably quite a while. You drifted through the sea for several days. I would say as soon as you find a suitable place to long rest, you probably could.
Okay.
I mean, should we just do it on the ship before we head into town?
Are we able to do it on the ship?
Yeah, there's a cabin.
If we... What are the rules for docking? Is it like, do we have to pay for a dock? Do we...
There is a tax that ship captains pay, and then all participating settlements are, they receive a kickback from the taxes, and so you can, as long as there's open space, you can dock at a settlement that is included in the dockers in the captain's fee.
Okay.
So you said that.
Go ahead.
Oh, you said that we could probably use our gold to trade, but is there like an exchange on these settlements, or this one in particular, where we can try to get like weave crystals in exchange for gold? And what's the exchange rate?
It's 100 to 1.
Okay. Are those weave crystals hard to come by, or could we, like, is it possible to maybe acquire some in a not so difficult manner, or is it?
They're mined in certain areas of the sea where the weave basically congeals together and forms a solid, and it's dug through, and you find the actual crystals that contain the energy.
Okay. All right.
I assume that's probably pretty rare.
It's pretty rare.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's probably like silver rare, but it's whoa.
I know.
But
we would need the know-how. We would need the tools. We would need all that stuff.
What are these crystals used for?
All sorts of different things. She would tell you that the engines of a spelljammer are full of them, and so they transfer magical energy in certain ways to cause propulsion or to create more motion.
What happens if you eat one?
You'll probably die.
Noted. What would happen if Mav ate one?
Everyone around him dies?
All right. All right.
That maybe question mark?
Didn't she put it in the stew?
That's
a
why
fair assumption.
She would make a poofing noise that you would have figured out as her laughing at this point, and let you know that the stew is not the only thing in her kettle, that she has compartments.
Okay.
Yep.
Right,
and like as she says that, the lid comes open and like 4 more robotic hands come up out of the stew, and they go back inside, and so you realize that she's a much more complicated machine than it looks like.
Is there a compartment in there that would be Jeffrey sized?
No. I mean, the kettle would be Jeffrey sized.
Oh, she's smaller than I was picturing. I was picturing her being a large creature.
She kind of is with the way her legs flare out, but her kettle is only 4 feet around. It's a big kettle.
Jeffrey, don't be trying to get in her kettle.
That kettle. She's made of magic.
I would ask her. Probably, I would do this while we were traveling, not as we're like ready to go. But would it be rude,
probably,
or simply uninformed to ask her who made her?
She no longer remembers who made her.
needs
She
to drink
did.
the
She
Granite
did come awake in Round Town, though.
If she drinks with the granite back, she'll remember.
Yeah, give her a belt of dwarven strength. A belt of dwarven remembering.
On that same vein, Thanak, do you want to find out what she is?
But she's a construct.
Well, sure, but does she have a model type?
Yeah, Jenny.
Maybe.
She's a Jenny model. Yeah, I mean, I would ask her if she like has any, having never spoken to a sentient construct. Does she have a model number? Does she have?
She's kind of taken aback by that because they're pretty common out here. But then she reprocesses the fact that you guys are not from here. But it takes her and she's never been to your world, but it's kind of foreign to her that you wouldn't see constructs there. It's just something that she never considered. But she is a K3G squared 3R.
Catheter?
Kegger.
Keg. Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
Did you say squared or cubed?
It's squared. So there's two of them.
Okay.
A G times itself. I don't know what a G times itself is. It's probably blue. I don't know.
Oh, I get it. I was thinking the cubed would be the E.
Oh.
I get it.
Oh, that would work too. But it's a double GR. ER.
Yeah.
Kegger.
Okay. That's great. What about also the arcane ballista?
What about it?
What makes it run? What makes it? That's probably far beyond my skill.
It's weave crystals.
What if I had weave crystals? Would I be able to duplicate this?
Maybe spending some time with it, you might be able to. But it is
Sure.
It's a kind of tinkering that is beyond you. But you do definitely be able to, if you had some weave crystals, put some thought to it to maybe figure out how to tap into them and do things like that. But yeah.
We need to get some weave crystals so we can add these things to Granite Back Keep.
That's terrifying.
She would tell you that the lightning bolt that came out of the Githyan Key ship was definitely a arcane ballista.
Arcane ballista. That's what you want to put on Granite Back Keep?
Yep.
Yeah.
And she said had you been hit by it, it might have even drug you in to the ship, or at least closer to it. It might have had a pullback effect.
Oh.
Yeah, hers isn't that advanced, but she's seen it happen.
Yeah. Let's get some of these crystals so I can.
So it's either going to be the greatest thing that's happened to us or the worst.
Do we take a long rest? Can we take a long
Yes,
rest?
you can have a long rest. I will give you guys a long rest because taking one on the boat is really smart. I wasn't going to tell you to do that, but I was thinking they should take a long rest on the boat. And then you brought it up, so absolutely you can take a long rest on the ship.
All I picture is we launch this arcane ballista at a dragon, and not only does it not kill it,
It drags it
pisses
towards
it
us.
off, and it pulls it right into our keep.
And now you have an angry dragon thrashing around inside your keep. Yes, that is exactly the luck you all have.
So as we come to, I will try and reach out to Keith, using sending, because the last time I tried there was static.
Yep.
But we're not by that.
No,
ship.
you figured out the last time you tried you were interfered by mind flayers.
Right. But we're not by them anymore.
Correct. The void was not all that far from here, but Jenny would tell you that the void doesn't leave the drift. At least it never has in.
Hasn't.
Yeah.
Unless given a reason to, it probably wouldn't. And we didn't interact with it at all, so the likelihood of it chasing after us is low.
Correct. And she says everybody's aware that some of the illithid live in the drift, but they don't know what those tentacles attach to. Nobody's ever seen it and lived. They've seen the ships and pieces pop off of it and come after people, and so they're like, oh, those are illithid, but they have no idea what that thing in the middle is. It just lives in this black cloud and eats everything it comes across.
So there's something living in there.
That's what she thinks. Nobody knows for sure, but the tentacles were definitely alive.
So I will attempt to reach out to Keith.
Make a Arcana check for me then as you do that.
Is this one where Thanak is able to help or no?
No, because this is completely mental.
Yep.
This is completely mental.
I was just thinking. That is such an accurate statement.
12.
Um,
My Arcana isn't great, so.
It's like everything about this is mental.
You attempt to reach out to him, and the strangeness of the sea definitely interferes with your spell. However, instead of being able to speak to him, you get a very clear vision of what he's doing. He seems to be sitting in a tavern with his feet up on a table, several ladies around him, and he's just chatting them up, and he's like, so I'm waiting for these dwarves. I don't know where they are. But I had a fella tell me they're not dead yet. So that's good.
That's
Oh my God.
good.
So he's fine.
Yeah, I'm just not going to worry about him then. But, yeah. Man, I hate that these are all Arcana based.
Mm-hmm.
I am not an Arcana based caster. I am a Charisma caster.
Spelljammer is very Arcana and psychic power based. So the Astral Sea, therefore, is.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys have enough to mutter through.
I'll let them know, and
Okay.
then we can just, I guess, proceed forward. Thanek, you're in charge. Where are we headed?
Into the town, into the colony. Let's. You said the Duergar live on the belly.
Wait.
Drow
Wait.
live on the belly, the Duergar live on the back.
On the back. Okay.
Can Tony ask questions about what he saw, Keith, in like around that bar, so that we could better try to like explain that to people to find out where that bar is?
It was a very stereotypical looking tavern.
It might have been on the Prime.
There weren't really any distinguishable features to it. It was walls, dark lighting, a lot of people around, tables, drinks.
I
It
guess
actually
that
looked like Cheers, the bar from Cheers.
Well, we know where that is. That's in Boston.
Right, that's where Keith is. He's
Yeah, I think the only question worth asking is the ladies that he was with. Were they good looking?
I knew you were gonna
I'm
say
kidding.
that.
No. Were they like what were they? Were they dressed in like spacefaring type stuff?
What were they?
Or were they like wearing like prime adventuring type?
They looked like there was a spread of races in the tavern, but they did not look like they were wearing clothing accustomed to your style and your cut. It is definitely stuff that, looking out into the colony and the docking area, you see people out here wearing.
Okay, so he's at least still out in the Astral Sea. Didn't go home.
That much you'd probably be able to put together. Even by the cookware in the tankards and things like that, they were just all too smooth and synthetic looking for what you would guys consider to be
So,
material
in
stuff.
classic RPG fashion, we're gonna stop at every bar in every town,
Looking for your lost party member.
and because we're dwarves, we're gonna stop at every bar in every town.
And
we're
remember
gonna
everything
stop
about the
there,
last
yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
So you guys get off the boat and you begin to look around, and you see lots of different races here moving about. All ones you're accustomed to, ones you're not. You are watching a Yeah, and you've encountered, I think, this. Yeah, you guys have encountered this creature before. However, this one is obviously belligerently yelling in Dwarvish, which surprises you at a group of drow dock workers. This is a flail snail, and it is angry, and it's yelling about its lost cargo and who's going to pay for what they broke, and it's just a very bizarre scene. And a lot of the stereotypes you guys are used to are just not playing themselves out normally here. There's
to be one stereotype that does. Where are the lizard folk?
Where's the green women?
You don't actually see any lizard folk at the moment.
This is the worst dock I've ever seen. That's all Jeffrey says.
You do see an orc and some of his attendants, and they are all very finely dressed. He's carrying a large gold cane with a massive crystal, maybe even a diamond head on it, and he's wondering where his tobacco is, and he's speaking very properly, and he's just well kept. So it's just everything that you guys are used to is kind of turned on its head. And as you guys step off, a spider, a very large spider pulling a rickshaw, comes running up to you and asks where you want to go.
Hubar!
A place where we can acquire knowledge about people that may have been taken.
We have to be very careful about what we're for because we have no real form of payment.
No, but we have abilities, and abilities go a long ways.
Okay. So it says, well, you yelled bar, and you yelled information. I can probably
Information
do
bar.
both.
For how much?
What do you guys got? You look like you're primers.
We are.
I'll take 10 gold.
Okay.
Great. And so
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
motions for the cart. And
Oh, I'll get it.
yeah.
You got it?
I took it out.
Oh, okay.
All right, so it motions for the cart, and you're waiting for it to like skitter off and go across the docks. Instead, it looks up and it shoots webbing like straight up, and then it starts to pull you up, and you're instantly like kind of put back in the cart, and you realize there's seat belts in this cart.
Click, click, clickety,
Yes.
click, click.
Clickety click click click, like you're going out of the atmosphere or something.
I'm buckling up.
So it shimmies up this line really quick, and then it shoots another one across the way, and it swings in the cart over the seaport. And I want you guys to make a perception check for me as you're swinging over the seaport.
Nobody get over a 10. I'm calling it.
Too late.
17. That's good.
Boom, baby.
Thanok, right after the swinging, you're kind of like, what the heck is going on? And the cart hits, and he is actually running down a path now. And you look over out of the cart, and you lock eyes with a very, very familiar face to you. And it is a drow man being ushered onto an illithid ship, and you recognize him as Sellet, the drow that you guys met in the Underdark.
Whoa! How did he get here?
You don't know. But
Is-
you are convinced it's him, especially with the way he looks at you.
All drow look the same.
Is he's being ushered by the mind flayer, the open?
Sort of like the mind flayer is walking in front of him, and he's one step behind, kind of in a very servant style fashion, and the door opens up, and he's lingering because he's looking at you, and the mind flayer turns around just a little bit. He doesn't even really make eye contact with him, and you see it move his finger like, you're getting in, and he turns and goes inside.
It's got a mind control.
And this is an
Do you wanna
illithid ship,
divert?
very similar to the one that was chasing you guys, but a bit smaller.
Do you want to deviate there, Thanak?
Yeah.
He's a really useful ally.
I mean, bottom line, whether or not he's useful or not, I mean, we kind of owe him.
Yeah.
You did let your cousin blow him up.
Well, that was his plan too. He was in on
Yeah.
that. So
I will tell. Do any of the Illithid seem to be like? How many are there?
you just saw one.
Just saw the one. How many? Or how far away are we?
Not far at all. He was maybe 10 feet from you.
Whoa.
That's
I
the reason
will
you
tell-
recognized him. So he was right there.
Right there. I'll tell the spider to stop and let us out.
It says no refunds.
That's fine.
You're barely even out of the cart, and he's tearing off down the road looking for somebody else to cart around.
I'll let everybody know that I just saw sell it. He seems to be He seems to be taken as a slave by the mind flayers here. So we need to go kill all them.
Fair enough. Rub my hands together.
What? How big is the ship?
It's
Decent size.
It's about 120 feet long. Maybe a little longer than that. Actually, it's quite a bit longer than that. It's probably closer to 200. It's hard to tell, though, because the front of the ship is all tentacles. And
Right.
now that you're at a dock, you realize it's metal plating that is jointed, and it's just made to look like it's made of living tissue. So it's flexible tentacles, but it's plating, and they're hanging, and in between them you can see a cargo bay style area. The rest of the ship is built out of similar plating to give it a super organic looking feel, but you're right next to it now, and you can tell it's not organic. It's just built to look that way. So everything from the doors to the what you're assuming are port side windows.
How far? This might be a bad idea, but how far away is the door? Is the door open?
The door is still open.
I'm gonna start to do something really stupid.
How's this different than any other day?
If you guys have a better plan, feel free to let me know. But I'm gonna cast detect thoughts and search for sell it specifically.
Okay.
Did we get any sense of laws, rules of this area?
We never
Nope.
asked.
A little bit. The fact that they cooperate in peace here, the way that people were arguing with the dockmaster and things like that, there seems to be, normal capitalistic laws there. Jenny hinted at paying fees and taxes, so it seems like it's a fairly lawful society.
Okay.
We're gonna disrupt the order here.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
definitely.
I mean, that's how we roll.
Not if we stow away until the ship leaves.
Mm-hmm.
My reason for using detect thoughts is that it is unless I do something
Deep.
overt with it,
Mm-hmm.
it's just surface thoughts, and they don't necessarily get a save against it.
Okay.
But if I do try to go deeper with it, then they would get a save. They would know that I'm doing it.
Okay.
If they fail or if they save, either way they know I'm doing it. But if I don't try to pry really deep, they wouldn't know I'm doing anything.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that if he is mind controlled, any illithid that are probing his mind wouldn't necessarily notice it. That makes
Sure.
sense. I don't think it's going to play out that way.
So
But that's my hope.
You probe his surface thoughts, and it is a combination of you get hopeful thoughts, and he's trying to suppress them, and they are hopeful thoughts along the lines of, "Oh please, by the martyr, let him have recognized me." But he's trying not to think them out loud, but he's having a very hard time. You can tell he's excited at the prospect that he saw you.
Well, in that case, let's go somewhere.
Okay. Okay. Do we want to try to sneak on board this thing?
I got a lot of ideas, none good, but they're all going to work.
I mean, as long as they work, then they're good ideas.
Cool.
Obviously, Jeffrey cast seeming on us to look like illithids.
Here's my thought, though: they can read minds.
They sure can,
yeah.
and the moment they do, I'll just cast Rary's telepathic bond, and they're willing in that moment to be in my brain, so I can be in theirs. I got this. Are we
right.
going? All right, let's go. Brain pain, let's go. Teaming, we're illithids.
Okay.
Let's try to not
die?
do out in the open.
What?
Just become illithids and walk on the ship.
No one here's gonna care. We got Dotson here. Dotson. Nobody cares. We needed a bigger boat. Let's go.
All right.
Can you do like a minor illusion, a telephone booth, and then we'll just go in and come out as?
No, I don't have minor illusion.
Oh, okay.
I'm not Kellerin. Wait, I do have minor illusion.
I was gonna say, I thought you did. All right, whatever.
I forgot I had it.
All right. So Jeffrey casts seeming.
Yep.
You all become illithid. You look over your shoulders to see if anybody's watching, and there's a small boy on a tricycle who just puts his arms out, and he's like, "That was amazing!"
I want to say something that is gonna ruin everything, but I think it's hilarious. So
We
I
should
have
all
to
just
say
wiggle our tentacles at him.
Here's the thing with seeming. We are only like a foot taller than we actually are. So we're just like dwarven illithid.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
Just shrunk illithid.
things happen in the astral
I have
sea.
already considered this.
Okay, alright.
All right.
What if we went shorter? We went a foot shorter than we currently are, and we're illithid children.
Oh, that's disgusting. Because illithid children are actually like maggots.
They're tadpoles
That's what it
that
was.
they put in other people's brains and transform them into illithids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, halflings and dwarves can be illithids as well.
It's true. You do take on the characteristics of whatever it transforms.
So
into.
let's just be like some
Yeah. The only thing that changed about Thanak is his beard now looks like tentacles.
Yeah.
And you still have your rings in it and all that type of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I'm game for that.
All right. So you guys cross through the portal and you find yourself in here. I'm so happy. This is just a very... See, I just taught the students at the D&D club about fluid adventuring. I need to get you on a Mind Flayer ship. You completely avoided being captured by a Mind Flayer, by the Mind Flayers, and so I put one with a very interesting bait hook I've been saving if I ever needed a bait hook in a place where I knew you'd take it. Fluid adventuring. And guess what? You're still in my illithid ship map.
Guys, let's disembark.
That's how you railroad people without being railroaded.
I feel dated.
You were. You're always riding the train, you just don't realize it.
Yeah.
There was I think it might have been I don't know who it was. It wasn't what's his name? But he was talking about like the difference between being on a railroad adventure and being on a railroad adventure without the players knowing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's basically what it was. It was.
I think
it was,
Matt Colville has a little bit on that.
He
So
does.
does a lot.
I was gonna think it was him, but I don't know if it was. He was talking about. He started off talking about the difference between The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's
that's
Matt
Colville.
Colville.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's still a
All right,
railroad.
let's-
All right,
Yeah.
so you guys cross into this place, and the first thing you notice is that the inside of the ship actually is organic. The coating on the outside, now that you're here, is you realize it's armor.
No.
You're putting it all together, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm in something. The ground is squishy. It has a muscly texture to it.
Poke it.
The walls, even though they're very angular, it's muscle and tendons, and in some cases hardened carapace style bone. And you come into this room and you see an exit to the east, and you immediately upon entering feel a presence in your brains. Oh, I broke it. Are you there?
There
I'm
it
here.
goes.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
You're the only one that's frozen.
Okay.
There it goes.
I have lost all of your images, and Discord for me is a black
Your
screen.
your image is stuck for us.
Yeah.
But I can see everybody else.
It's sort of starting to come back. All right. Well, I'll just keep going since you heard the way I described things. Oh gosh, now it's never mind. It just filled my whole screen. Now I can't see anything at all. Are you there? Nope.
Just going to town.
There we go.
I was trying to see what frame I'd get frozen in for.
Okay. So
Flip
you
disappeared.
heard everything I said, basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty good chunk of it, but
I was gonna say, I'm not sure if I should really say it, but because I guess I would say it to Jeff, but I think this is the time that you do your thoughts thing because
oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Rory's telepathic bond goes up, and you're bonding with the thing that was trying to invade your thoughts.
Yeah, and any other so it's up to
And-
8 willing creatures, so anything else that's nearby that's willing to communicate.
Okay. So you get into its thoughts, and
This is gonna be real bad.
it
Find out.
oh yeah,
just
Mike, did you just come back as audio?
I did. Huh. That's interesting. I can turn my video back on.
It's how you reconnect to,
Yeah.
or to Discord.
Oh, okay, cool. There we go.
So you're bonded up. The creature that is probing your thoughts was willing, but it is silent.
Sup, sucker, we're here to trade.
Please don't say that.
I think it's too late.
Sup, suckers! I'll do that.
I
I'll
think we should
impersonate
not
Tiny
say
Tina.
anything. We should
Yeah.
not say anything.
Especially saying anything about trading.
We
I don't know.
were invited onto this ship. We are entering here with a purpose. If you have a better purpose than trading, I'm all ears. But this is a trading town.
What are you planning on trading?
Their lives for the elf.
It's not a trade.
I mean, it is.
I mean,
That's called a hostile takeover.
Yes.
It's not a trade.
Okay. We need to be super specific about this because this is a telepathic creature. So
Yes.
I
That
mean,
we've
the
telepathically
minute
connected
you
with.
guys start arguing about what you should and should not say, it knows.
Yeah.
I
Because
would.
it's in your brains.
I would preface all of this with, we're gonna be bonded telepathically to a foreign alien creature or creatures. We should be incredibly cautious on what we think, and unless you have something to say specifically, shut up. I mean that in the nicest possible way.
All right, so you guys.
Meaning we shouldn't
Yeah.
respond. We shouldn't say anything until we are asked something.
Right on. I get it. So, you guys are in this room. There is a hallway to the east. You can see down it quite a long ways. It looks like there are some off chambers and several doors lining either side of this hallway.
This is such a bad idea.
I love it.
I'm gonna start walking, and just walking forward, but looking down those hallways
Okay.
Yeah,
as I cross them.
So
same.
you notice that the first two here are stairways that kind of spiral downward on the east side, and there's two that go up on the west side and two that go down on the east side.
That looks backwards.
When I bonded with when I not bonded but detected mind with Salat, did I get a kind of a sense of at least kind of where he was in the ship?
Not really.
Okay. Probably my guess. Excuse me. Probably my guess would be that they keep the slaves in a in a lower deck, or at least in a non-essential area where they're not going to be in the way. You know what I mean? Should we try to go downstairs? Does those steps, do they go up or down?
Both. The steps in the west go up and the steps in the east go down. The
Okay.
darker shaded ones are down.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said that the other way last time. Okay.
I might have. I don't know which direction I do anything, and I get it wrong all the time.
We absolutely need to behave like we belong here.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is walk with confidence. So we shouldn't be wandering around aimlessly.
I'm
So
walking
let's-
downstairs.
So let's wander around aimlessly with a purpose.
I just find a clipboard.
So you start looking for a clipboard, and you hear this like smucking sound. It's like, and this like pseudopod of flesh pushes out from the wall, and it's holding a clipboard, and it passes it to you.
I take it without question.
There is a space pen at the top of it,
Excellent.
otherwise known as a Bic.
I also so I have a clipboard with nothing on it.
Correct.
I'll
I
give you
frustratedly-
some paper.
I frustratedly think, no, the prisoner manifest,
It
or
does
like
not
the
give-
manifest, just like a manifest.
Okay, you think manifest. It pushes another.
It pushes out a manifest destiny.
A scroll case
No, not
comes
that.
out, and inside of it is a rolled up piece of parchment that lists a bunch of stuff in a language I'm guessing you do not speak.
I put it on the clipboard anyway.
I'll cast comprehend language.
It's talking about, it's a manifest listing off exotic animals that were delivered to markets here in the colony.
Do we get the feeling of this
On that
person-
list, there are humanoids.
We've bonded with the ship.
I think possibly, yeah.
Oops.
I'm just glad that the ship seems to be more receptive, potentially, than
Good.
less
good.
murderous.
So far.
Oh. No.
So as this is happening, you guys move to the downstairs. I've revealed a little chunk of the downstairs. It's actually above this floor, so if you scroll straight up from the stairs there, you'll see the stairs that go down. There is a sphincter-style door to the east and to the west. From what you were able to see outside, you're pretty sure the cargo space is to the west.
Oh, to the west?
Yep. That's that direction to be the cargo space, yeah. From what you can see outside, where the tentacles were and
Yep,
things.
that's exactly where I wanted to go then.
Yeah, let's go take a look at that.
Okay, so as you approach that door, it just starts to open, like it knew that's where you wanted to go. So it opens up, and in the next room is a small chamber. There are a bunch of crates and boxes in this chamber. They've been opened, so they're all set off to the side in a jar. There is a logo on the side that it's got like an illithid head on it, and it says Deep Space Trading Company.
It says what Deep Space Trading?
Trading Company.
I'm gonna walk past all that stuff and continue.
Okay. I don't want to click on that. So it opens up into a much larger cargo bay. Now, theoretically, this bay goes on a lot further than this design is because the tentacles wrap themselves out. But this is the solid part of the bay. That far wall is a giant sphincter that opens up. You could almost fit the dustbin in here. Like, the dustbin is too long, but it's definitely... It's a narrow ship. It's more of a cigar-style, fishing boat. You could... It's 30 feet wide in here. You could slip the back end of the dustbin in here.
Guys, this is going to be the coolest ship we've ever owned.
I was thinking the same thing. Does that mean the dustbin can be our captain's yacht?
No, you wouldn't fit it in here. It would only fit, the dustbin's 80 feet long. So most of it would hang out, but if you needed to slip the back end in, you could.
So
we just need to figure out how to hinge the dustbin and then put it in.
We need to...
Anyway.
Tony's done. I can't wait to hear what absurd thought he's having.
If we put the dustbin in the sphincter hard enough...
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen eventually, too.
It'll just stick out halfway, and we'll be able to drive.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Just get some bungee cords.
The DM has put up the barricade of no tell.
Yeah. There's nothing in here?
No, it is currently empty.
Guys, I posted a video about penis fishes today, and I'm laughing harder at this.
I'll walk back the other way through the other door.
Good. While he's doing that, I'll take a brief look around at what you said that the boxes have been opened, the crates have been opened, and the contents have been put somewhere else.
There are no contents in them. Make a perception check as you monkey with them, though. Nah. You can't figure out at all what was in them. So you move to that eastern door, and you get a sense in your brains like it's asking you if you're sure. Basically.
Let's not.
Wait, the eastern door?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Let's go back upstairs.
By the ladders?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
Oh.
So you step forward, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as a very terrible smell hits you.
Who was asked? Are you sure?
All of you. You just got a sense of, hey, are you sure you want to go in here?
Would we be able to tell? Was it like, are you? Did it sound like more friendly, or does it sound more like?
It sounded very neutral. It was just more of a feeling, like it was giving you a little resistance just to make sure that you knew what you were doing, which you obviously did.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan obviously did not resist.
Yep.
Jeffrey would have started walking up the stairs at the resistance, but.
So there's a little bit of thought process between you guys at different things, but Othig steps forward, the door opens up, and you get hit with this smell, and you realize that you are in the digestive tract of this ship. This room bowls down, and there is bubbling, roiling acid in it, and there are what appears to be the giant bones of some creature being dissolved in this, and then it looks like the fluid in this room is pumped out towards the back of the room, and there's another door at that on the eastern back of the room.
Yeah, we have no reason to be.
Okay, I'm gonna go back up.
I'll actually go in there. I will go in there and just do like a cursory kind of inspection to make sure that, almost like I'm giving the ship a physical.
Okay, I do need that Constitution save from you then, Jeffrey. Since you said you were headed up the stairs, you don't need to make it because it's really right at this door.
So you guys couldn't hear me. I was saying the same thing as what Thanik was saying, basically.
Okay.
It's,
okay.
it's going to jot down notes saying that, yep, everything looks good here.
Okay, yeah. So
You made the save first. If you're gonna do that, I'm not gonna follow.
Okay.
yeah, you're not quite sure what it looks like, but you're projecting an aura of confidence and you scribble down the idea that the digestive system is working properly, and you guys head back upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So you're back up on the floor you entered in on, the entrance floor.
I want to make my way in that direction, looking down the hallway, the long hallway, but looking to be headed upstairs unless it looks like there's something of interest down the long hallway.
The upstairs are on that side.
My bad.
It's fine. It doesn't seem to be that there's anything of interest, but you take a little bit closer look. It does look like at the end of that longer hallway, it opens up into a larger room, and the hallway continues on, but you can't make out any details about it.
With detect thoughts, are you able to figure out what direction a thought is coming from, Thana?
It's not up anymore. It only lasts a minute. I can cast it again. If I use an action to specifically search for
Him.
a creature, I can tell where it is as long as it's within, I think, 30 feet. But then the creature knows that I'm doing it.
Yeah, but sell it. It seems like it's okay if he probably knows that you're doing it.
Yes.
Yeah,
but it's
however-
Sell has mind controlled.
He's actively trying to subvert his own thoughts.
Okay, I'm just gonna head upstairs then.
Okay.
That was my thought. Since he seemed to be trying to guard himself.
No, I get that. You said that before, and I misinterpreted what you said. So,
it's okay.
Now go down on the map right below where we just are.
Oh, we're not going down to the east on the main floor yet?
Nope.
I wasn't. I was heading upstairs. We have telepathic bond up, and we're good for distance. If you want to go a different direction, but I'm going to go upstairs.
Mav is just like tapping on the wall every once in a while and
Checking
shaking
on
his head, yeah, and then jotting down notes.
It's really, it feels really weird. You've never felt somebody who's been peeled, but you got a feeling like this is exactly what like ripped muscle feels like.
How have we not encountered that prior?
Well, maybe you have. I mean, but I just don't picture anybody, even if you find somebody whose skin has been peeled, you rubbing the muscle to feel its texture. Maybe Mav has. I don't know.
Mav is not okay with this ship.
I would like to ask the ship for a copy of the schematics.
That's what I was thinking when we first came in here.
Make a persuasion check.
At advantage?
No, because yeah.
Well, if we're telepathically bonded.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, but the ship is...
Smarter
You get
than
the
you.
feeling like it's weighing you. And so you ask for that, and that's why I debated the advantage, because to some degree it's actively resisting the persuasion.
Sure.
Okay.
And you get the feeling like it wants to see what you're going to do with the freedom it's given you.
Fair enough.
Thanak, are you basically trying to be like, not the harbor master, the inspections for customs? Are you trying to be customs?
I hadn't decided yet.
Mav definitely is.
Yeah, Mav
But-
is definitely customs.
I was definitely going with inspecting something.
Okay.
Yep.
Safety inspector or whatever.
So you guys get up into this room here. Jeffrey kind of just heads upstairs. Othig's like, "Hey, are we doing this hallway? Oh, crud, we're not. Okay, going." And you get to the top of the stairs. And who's first? I'm guessing Jeff, because you were just going. Yep. Jeff, you don't even need to make a perception check to do this. There are 3 mind flayers standing basically in this row right here. They are looking out over the screen. There's like a window, and they're looking out into space. And as that happens, you feel the ship disconnect from the docking moors, and it begins to drift off into the astral sea. One of them is holding a organic device similar to the Spelljammer compass, and the other 2 are doing other things. They do not seem to notice you at all. They are very focused on what they're doing.
Yep.
Thanak, you would recognize one of them as the one that brought Sellet on the ship. It is the one that is navigating the device.
Okay.
Which means Sellet is nearby.
Not
Well,
necessarily.
he's on the ship somewhere.
Right, but we kind of followed straight in, and unless we saw that guy heading back this direction to head upstairs, the likely fact is they both just came straight up here, unless he...
Oh, I see what you mean. Time-wise, there's not much
unless
option for him
Sellet
to...
free will went downstairs somewhere. Are we... Oh, gosh. I don't want to think too hard on this. But are we okay with leaving?
Oh, you are in space.
We don't...
They
Well,
have disconnected and are flying away.
That
Right,
is a...
We've kind of been maintaining that we're safety checking people. I kind of want to give the ship that, hey, we weren't done with our inspection feel thought.
Okay, you can think that.
Yeah.
It is the first time you get a legitimate, like, almost sentence back from the ship, and it basically is like, ha, inspection.
Oh, good. All right. I'm just going to kind of put my hand on each of the guys on either side of me and just have the thought of, I guess we're doing this. Do any of you persuade me not to?
Are you about to roll for initiative? Is that what you're doing?
am.
All right, let's roll for
I
initiative.
would hold off on that.
Yeah.
You're going to make the body language of don't proceed.
Yes. Not yet.
Because these guys don't notice us,
Yeah, they don't notice us.
but the ship is onto us,
The
and it's
ship
communicating with them just as much as we're communicating with it.
that we know, we don't necessarily know that.
They might be too invested in navigation at the moment.
Okay, carry on then. I will follow your lead from here forward.
Also, remember, if the ship is communicating with them, and they know we're here, they're allowing us to do this just as the ship.
Okay.
Okay. So, you guys you err on wisdom side, and you're like, okay,
Which doesn't make any sense.
No, none at all. Everyone's surprised. You're all kind of shocked at each other. The ship is even surprised at this point. It's like, oh, now they're starting to think through their problems.
I used a 5th level spell for this. We better be doing something.
So basically, as you slip up onto the bridge, are you trying to move stealthily, or what are you doing?
No,
I think we're trying to get out of here.
No, we haven't. I would say we do not change anything that what we're doing.
I'm thinking we're still looking around because
We walk around
came
like
up
we
here.
own this place.
Okay, so you walk up like you own the place.
I would like to, if I not necessarily walk up to them,
Yeah,
but because they're like right here, correct?
yeah, they're right there, facing away from the stairs.
Facing away from us. So let's go this way.
Okay.
I made us disappear.
That's cool. So you guys walk up onto the bridge and you see another long hallway. At the end of this hallway, you can't quite see what's down there, but the hallway starts to take on a more black tint to it. The walling does. It's not as pink and fleshy. It's still very fleshy, but it's got a darker color to it. Black's maybe a bit of an overstatement because that makes you feel like it's sick or something like that. It's not like that. It's just it's got a very different feel. Like the tissue up here has got a different purpose to it, almost. That type of thing. And you get to that hallway, and one of the mind flayers, let's see which one. Who gets the best perception check? That guy definitely does. The guy at the bottom of the room, at the south side of the room, kind of just like he's doing his thing and he's flicking switches both with his hands, and you see stuff just moving on its own. He looks over his shoulder and he sees you and he's like, and all this like deep speech noise comes out of him, and now you have to roll initiative as he is obviously angry you are on the ship.
I think I still have comprehend language up. Do I understand him?
It's a smattering of Illithid-style cuss words, and there are a bunch of other people on the ship.
Alright, fair enough. I will tell the ship I did not ask for this. This is not planned.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Jeffrey.
Tell your people to stand down or we will murder them.
Love it. So funny. We're trying to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Seriously.
If you have an opportunity
Do
to
the
leave
right
us
thing.
alone,
Do the right
just
thing.
go through with our hostile takeover.
Now what is a hostile until you made it?
Just wanted to steal your cargo and leave.
It was just a nice passive takeover. You guys had to make it all weird.
Just a friendly mutiny
Yeah.
by people who don't belong on the ship.
Okay. So Mind Flayer 2 is not surprised. The other two are surprised. It's there. You can hear them like yelling at each other about how did we not know they were here. They're just totally like freaked out by your presence.
Dude, what?
So yeah, the ship didn't tell them.
That's awesome.
The ship is mutinying. Mutinying.
Maybe they control the ship, but the ship isn't willing.
So let's see. Mind Flayer 2 is going to get to go, and he is going to use a psychic blast on you guys. So I do need intelligence saving throws. That's good. That's good.
Oh, I rolled right off that 18.
That's not good. Oh, Mavs isn't good because he doesn't have any bonuses to it.
Can I use my gong?
War gong.
You sure can.
Do we have a new war gong?
Yes.
I mean, he didn't say it, but he's
You
gave it
would.
to us this morning.
Yeah, Mike knows I do it every day, so
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Change the wake up.
I'll use Indomitable.
Okay. Oh, that's
Oh
much
my
better.
gosh.
Okay,
That
so
is so much better.
his DC is not high, and none of you are stunned, but you do all take the psychic damage from it. So you're all going to take 13 points of psychic damage, but you are not stunned, and that is his turn, and he is just screaming. Adam, you hear him yell, "I'm new at all this! Don't kill me!" He's really like kind of freaking out, and losing his crap. So, Mav, you're up.
Mav is going to cast Bless on all of us
Nice.
Nice.
at the second level, so that's all four of us.
Very nice.
Sorry.
Any bonus actions?
Yeah, he's just going to move.
Okay.
He's going to hide behind the wall as best as possible.
Sounds good. Thana.
Which one?
Number 2.
Number 2 is the one who went.
Yep, he used his mind blast. The other two are surprised, so they
The
can
one
use a
who's not
reaction.
surprised.
They can use a reaction if they get into a reactionary circumstance, but they can't take actions or bonus actions until their next turn.
Um. Um. They don't cast spells though. Mike, I'm gonna ask you about this.
Sure.
I haven't used it yet, but I did. It's a spell that I created. But I don't know how it would affect them because they're not casting spells, but it is psychic abilities.
Yeah, throw it out there.
It's the spell that they have to make a wisdom save, and if they fail, they take damage. And then they can't. If they cast a spell, then it causes extra feedback damage.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to make a concentration check or lose the spell.
Okay.
Would that work for this?
I would say yes, because it affects the mental capacities of the spell.
Okay.
So it affects somebody's mental ability to cast a spell. So yeah, I would say it would work for this.
Okay. Alright, then what I'm going to do with Mind Flayer 1, I'm going to do some hinky stuff.
All right, you do your hand.
I'm gonna cast Mind Sliver and see if that works. Oh, that was hardcore. Well, that didn't work. I'm going to use Action Surge.
Okay.
And then I'll cast that and see if it works. Gain feedback. Though I think it's probably also going to fail. I mean, yeah. All right, never mind.
Yep. You do know from fighting these guys this time again and last time that they seem to have very powerful resistance against magic.
Yeah. I didn't know if they would have weak wisdom saves, though.
Yeah, they look pretty solid to you.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
Jeffrey,
cool.
you're up then. Unless Thanak wants to move.
Oh, yeah, I would like to move. I'm going to just move right there.
Okay.
No.
No?
Not yet. Please.
All right.
You go to charge forward and Jeffrey and yell out, nope, don't.
Yeah.
He grabs the back of your shirt.
One moment, please.
Can I, with the last charade of my turn, ask the ship why it didn't tell them we were here?
I'm interested. And it's the first time it actually uses words.
Does it respond to all of us or just Thanak?
We would hear it in his...
Yeah, you all hear it. You hear him ask the question, and you hear it respond.
Huh.
So Jeffrey, at the beginning of his turn, is going to say, well, you help us, I've got your back. And I will Bardic Inspiration the ship.
Yes! Yes!
And I will ask very quickly, is what I'm looking at a sphincter? The window behind here, is it openable?
The ship responds to you, that's my eye.
Is it repairable?
Oh.
Don't hurt him.
Don't hurt the eye.
These guys are going for a ride, and I just want to know how far they're going to go.
Just ask if it will eject them.
That's what I'm asking, but I'm going to help.
Not out of his eye.
I'm going to help.
It can choose how it wants to eject them. He just wants to know if it will eject them.
Yep,
Don't thunder wave them.
It will know what I want to do, and it can tell me if I shouldn't. I want to thunder wave at 4th level these guys out the front of the ship.
No, it does not want you to do that.
In which case, I will thunder wave in such a way that it will not be hurt by the thunder wave, but just the guys will.
Okay.
Thanak, I'm going to kind of just belly crawl under your legs.
Yep.
And just thunder wave all 4 of these jerks.
There's only 3 of them.
All 3 of these jerks.
It definitely looks to Thanak that the thunder wave came out of his codpiece. So
Yes.
That was the intention. That was, in fact, all I wanted.
I just shot a
Eat a bag of thunder cod.
shot a thunder wave out of my elephant trunk.
Is that like that line in Braveheart where he's like, "Oh yes,
Yeah.
I've heard of him. He can shoot
Yes.
thunder from his arse,
Yeah.
lightning from his arse."
I need a,
So
I need
funny.
a moment here because Thunder
William
Wave
Wallace.
is 2d8, so it'll be plus 2 more d8s.
Yep, it's 4d8.
48. Thunder. Welcome to the Thunderdome. That's totally what you would call that cod piece, is the Thunderdome.
Yep.
So there's my save against those 3. It looks like they all save.
Most
but
likely.
They'll still take
I
the
have
Thunder
2
Dome.
nat 20s in there. Or no, I have 2
That's
dirty
right.
20s.
That's inappropriate. And they'll take the damage, but will not be pushed. And then I'll just stand up back behind Thanok.
Okay.
But the ship has a bardic inspiration. A 1d10 to add to any roll it chooses to make.
Okay.
Messed up.
Othig.
No Thig. Okay. They're all wounded. I'm gonna shoot a couple bolts at Mind Flare 2.
I will think just real quickly to the group. Mind Flayer 2 already tried his mind thingy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
The other ones might be better targets to kill quicker if we can.
or
Yeah.
disrupt.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna back down the hallway actually a little bit at the end of my turn
Okay.
because I don't know anything about mind blasts, but I don't want to be right next to Thanak, but I want to be able to see. So I'll be there.
you know what? I'm gonna do something different. Actually, I'm going to move right there. Actually, no. I'm going to move right there. And do that instead. So, that'll hit. And I'll do one more, and that'll hit.
So you wail on Mind Flayer number 1 a couple of times, push him into
Yeah.
heavily wounded.
And then I'm going to target the Navigator for my butt swing.
Okay. You wallop on him.
And I'm actually going to cast Action Surge.
Okay. Othig is now a caster after his experience in the field. He's
Oh,
casting
whoops.
action
Did I
surge.
say cast Action Surge?
This guy over here thinks he's magical now.
Just trying to keep up with the rest of his group, you know.
I love it.
Oh, only re-rolled into a 2. How sad. So you
Yeah,
wail on him
that's
a
sad.
little bit more. Hit him again. And...
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right.
Oh, no butt swing. And I'm going to move away because I've targeted both of them so they can't hit me.
Correct. Okay, so they both get their turn now. Number 1 is going to use his Psychic Blast, so everybody needs to make the saving throw.
Even in cover?
Um,
That I was hoping for.
Yeah, because last week.
yeah, it
I had
goes
to
through
make it
cover.
I'm gonna use Indomitable.
Oh,
Oh, come on!
I think 12 is enough.
12 is enough from that
Oh,
guy.
good. Jeez.
Thank goodness.
So,
Intelligence, right?
intelligence.
Yeah.
Tony, you're out of the space.
Oh.
It's only 20 feet, so you don't have to make it. Oh, there goes a wasted nat 20, unfortunately.
Yeah, well.
Okay. Everybody takes the psychic damage. Mav is going to be stunned. So it's 12 psychic damage, and Mav is stunned. Then the Navigator is going to use his Psychic Blast. So
Sure.
Again?
number 1 used it. The Navigator is now using it.
Yeah.
Number
He
1
used
and
it
number
last
2.
turn, though.
No, number 2
Nope,
did.
No.
number 2 did.
Number 2 did.
Oh, okay.
Because he wasn't stunned.
Yep.
That's right.
Surprised.
So Thanak is going to get stunned.
Oh, 11 doesn't make it.
Nope.
Nope.
Can I
Use your war gong.
use my War Gong?
You can.
Okay.
I wasn't stunned by this one.
Nope, you weren't stunned by this one. Which that's
Oh, nice.
all right.
Good
So
blast.
Thanak, you will just barely not be stunned by the Navigator.
Okay.
And Othig, you are not stunned either. So the only one who is stunned is Mav. But the three of you will take 21 points of psychic damage from him.
Jeez.
This one hits you a little harder than the other two did. All right, so
Almost
this
like he's better
guy
than the other two.
is going to...
Well, I would assume he's probably the more adept one because he was the one driving.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, make a wisdom saving throw as you feel number two's mind in your brain.
I don't like that. Can I just turn my brain off for a moment? You said wisdom saving throw?
Yes, please.
Oh, God.
Jeffrey, you are dominated by this creature. You're its new best friend.
Okay.
That's their turn, though. Mav, you're stunned, so unfortunately your turn slides by. And you're still stunned. Thanak.
Did any of us know what the navigator just did?
The navigator did not do that. Number two did that.
Number two did that.
Yeah.
Did any of us notice? Like, would we have noted?
No, not yet. You would have. There would be an odd non-presence of Jeffrey in the psychic link, but it's the panic of the battle is so chaotic that I don't think you notice it.
Okay.
We would notice when Jeffrey decides to turn his action.
Yes,
because we would hear his thoughts.
You will immediately notice when Jeffrey goes to do something, but...
Oh, yeah, they will.
Hit. Does he bleed?
He will bleed.
I hope so.
He will die.
Nice.
Okay. And then we'll go after the... Or... Yeah, we'll go after the navigator. Those are good hits.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. And that's my turn.
Okay. Jeffrey, what are you going to do, my friend?
So, quick question. Would I be more prone to assisting the Mind Flayer's survival or destroying the threat?
That's entirely up to you. You just want to be on the Mind Flayer's side.
Yep. Mavamine, you will take...
You can't see Mavamine.
I will in a moment. So, let's see. You will take psychic damage to the tune of...
What are you doing?
My indomitable or undeniable...
Okay.
So he will have disadvantage on his next saving throw. And take 6 points of psychic damage.
He does. Does he get a save from that?
No, no one does. That's part of the whole undeniable
just wanted to make sure.
Yep. So his next saving throw will be done at disadvantage. And then
I just want to remind you about a Christmas thing in which a certain other bard attempted to do this to me.
I don't... Jeffrey doesn't know about any of this.
Nope.
And then Jeffrey is going to move... Oh, gosh, I can't get all three of you in a single shot. Well done on your movement. Wait, I can, because I can share spaces. I crawl under
He's
Oathig.
no longer...
yeah.
He can. He's a halfling.
I'm a halfling.
But Ryan would get an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I can react to that, right?
Yeah.
That's up to Mike. That's up to Mike, because I don't know about the whole threat
At this
thing
point,
yet.
I would say yes, because you just purposely hurt Mav with your brain, and that would have gone off in the telepathic bond, and Othig would have realized something's very wrong with Jeff. He just hurt us.
Yep. So he can take his thing, but I'm gonna do a thunder wave on all three of them. Right.
So Othig, if you want to smack him, you can, or you can not smack him. It's up to you.
How does I can't get all three of them. It's a 15-foot cube, so I got to pick. So it's Thanak and Mavamine.
Okay.
And I'm going for max devastation according to the way the dude was in my brain.
What are you doing?
Thunder wave.
It's not going to interrupt his casting, right?
Correct.
Not unless you have a way to.
I'm not going to do it then.
Othig. I mean,
Unless I can do something other than an attack.
No, you know Jeffrey is now about to cast a violent spell at you guys.
Oh, I'm waiting for it.
Okay.
I am casting.
I'm waiting for him to go through all of this, so I can tell him that it's not going to work.
You guys both succeeded, so
I cast counterspell.
wonderful. I'm glad. You'll need to roll unless you're going to upcast because I have to. I'm casting at 4th level.
You will need to make an
Fourth
Arcana
level?
check.
I'm casting at 4th level.
Is it Arcana or Intellect?
It's your roll plus your spellcasting modifier.
So with that,
You have to get a 14.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, what am I?
You cast with intellect, correct?
Yeah.
Then it's your roll plus intellect.
Oh, I get it. Oh,
It goes off.
oh, you suck.
Mav,
Do you have your
Second it up.
Wargong?
I just used it.
He just uses Wargun. I'm stunned. I can't do anything.
oh dang it! So
You don't have like a muddle you can use, Thamek?
He's got to be next to him for that.
I just used. I used my reaction to
Counterspell.
counterspell.
I have to re-roll at Mav because of disadvantage from the undeniable logic. So Mav will fail, Thanik will succeed, and then damage. Bap. And you guys get pushed 10 feet.
Well, Mav, that knocks you down the stairs.
And
And I'm
it
unconscious.
totally takes out Bless. Dang it.
Yep. This goes down, and we'll put Thanak up here.
Jeffrey is all of the feels bad at the moment. This is
Yep.
bad. Am I still mentally capable of thinking that I really hate this? Is that a
Don't
thing? Or
don't
do I
worry.
really
I'm
just
about to
like
fix
this?
that.
Nope, you can't. You can't. You are so unbelievably sold on this. You're basically sitting there going like, I can't believe I ever loved these chumps.
I don't like this at all.
No, controlling a player is terrible because it does things like this. Othig, you're up.
I would like to cast Jeff Missile.
I don't
Yes.
Where am I going?
Will you let me cast it?
Yeah,
I
you can
can't
cast
let
Jeff
you.
Missile. I can let
Great.
you.
Oh, yeah. You do you. Is this a grapple?
How does this play out? Well, we
Well-
never actually talked about it.
I guess it would be a grapple and then a throw.
Yeah, in this instance, you would have to grapple Jeffrey, and he would not want to be, so it would be an opposed check to throw him.
Acrobatics?
Or you can, yeah. So your Jeff Missile might not work out quite as well as you.
Yeah, it probably won't. All right. Well, I'm going to move away from him, so he'll get an attack opportunity if he wants.
Yeah, I want. I'm going to viciously mock you as you wander off. Oh, you're running away from a fight, are you? Oh, and you're gonna fail, son of a gun! Stop it! Dang it!
You
Nav me.
already cast a spell. You can't.
Yeah, how are
it's a
you?
cantrip, and I am a warcaster.
You're targeting Matt.
I fixed it.
So you did it as like a.
Yep. Yes,
Opportunity.
reaction.
Yep.
So I'll recast against. He'll still fail, so you'll take 5 points of psychic damage, Ryan. And your next attack will be at disadvantage.
Hey, Mav, make sure that you didn't lose.
I remove my death saving throw.
Okay, cool.
Thanks. I was targeting the wrong person. So
Disadvantage.
disadvantage on your next attack, and you took 5 points of psychic damage.
Yeah.
Guys, I am never this useful in combat. What's happening?
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh.
Isn't that a crit for you now?
No.
Is it an 18 at crit?
Not
No.
for like a long time. 19 is.
All right, that's my turn.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Navigator.
Okay, so let's see. Navigator's up, and he is going to turn on Thanak, and you watch as his tentacles flare out, and they're attempting to wrap around your face.
Yeah, bring it.
Are you stunned, Thanak?
Nope.
Okay. That's good. At least you're not stunned.
Was it 22 get you?
20.
22?
Yes. The 19 gets me. I
Okay.
mean, I have a 19, yeah.
So he does miss with his first attempt, so he will not use his touch attack, and he will attempt with the second grab with his tentacles and get you with those, and you're going to take a total of 9 psychic damage, but your face is grappled by these tentacles.
You said 9 psychic?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then Mind Flayer 2 is going to attempt to grapple Othig with his tentacles. That's a 25 to hit. So Othig, your face is wrapped up in tentacles. You'll take 11 damage, and you are grappled now as well. Now it is Mav's turn. Mav.
Who can't do anything, but will make it a saving throw.
Unfortunately, yes. All right.
Oh, so close to that 20.
Yep. All right. Thanak, it is your turn. You are grappled, so your movement is 0, but that's it.
I will inform the Mind Navigator that I'm not grappled up with him. He's grappled up with me. Can I reverse suplex him?
No, your movement speed is 0.
There's no pit behind you.
I know.
It won't work.
You need movement to do a move like that.
All right, fair enough.
Ask the ship if it'll open up its eye.
I will. I'm gonna use second wind.
Okay.
Quick as a bonus action. Jeez. And then I'm going to. I guess I'll just hit him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just hit him.
Well, that'll hit him.
That'll definitely hit him. That'll hit him too.
Oh, terrible! Terrible!
It can't get any worse than that.
Oh!
That's
I'm
it.
so impressed with you.
Wow.
All right, and that
Outsy.
brings up Jeffrey.
I'm going to use Undeniable Logic Thanak. Using another Bardic Inspiration.
Does, oh, never mind.
And then you have disadvantage. So I'll just let you roll as I try and polymorph you.
Me?
Because it's at disadvantage and I don't have the ability to make you have disadvantage.
Alright. Hey.
It has verbal, somatic, and material components, so you can see that I'm casting a spell at you if you can.
Yeah, what level is that?
It's my last 4th level spell slot.
Oh, come on! Jeez. What's the save?
DC 17.
No, what's that?
Wisdom, sorry.
Jeez, really?
You're Filbert's chicken. I've never had to turn you guys into anything, so I've been waiting for a moment to do it. So there you go. You're Filbert's chicken.
How many hit points do I have as a chicken? 1?
Like 4.
Jeffrey.
It's Filbert's chicken, so...
It's got 8.
So 2.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, in your head, you hear the navigator be like, chicken.
No, but for real, how many hit points do I have?
I can look it up real quick.
A chicken is probably 1.
Yeah.
I mean, a cat, a dog, like
suppose,
standard, that type of stuff is 1. Chicken is 1.
Yep, you have 1 hit point.
And the Mind Flayer has you in its mouth. Othig.
Okay, definitely targeting the navigator. Hello.
Hey.
Hey, does it go to a... No. Well,
No,
does it go to a different plane?
No, it
No,
dies.
it doesn't. It does not, actually.
It goes to the grave.
So the chicken falls, hits the ground.
Do I fall hard enough to...
Nope, you do not.
one damage.
Am I free? Am I free in my brain pain?
Nope,
No,
you're
'cause
not,
that's not the
because
right one.
that's not the right one. But it does need to make a check. No, it maintains concentration on you. It is its turn.
I don't like this at all.
And let's see. Othig, it is going to extract your brain.
Yeah.
Is he stunned?
Who hit...
He has to make an attack roll to do it because he is not stunned.
Oh, gotcha.
Who hit number 2?
Othig did.
Oh, you with your... That's right. I forgot you had
Othig, what's your AC currently?
It's 19.
I will just barely hit you then with a 19. And you are going to take... You are going to take 60 points of piercing damage. As,
Jeez.
once again, this type of creature's beak just starts drilling into your head.
Grab the beak and pull.
Mav, I need that death saving throw from you. All right, 2 saves.
Nice.
Hey.
I would like to...
Chicanok.
Yeah,
Look
I
at
would like to beak the...
+2, you got a 1d4 scratch attack.
What's my
+2.
+2? Nope.
Just roll some dice, man.
Oh, did that not count?
I don't see it.
There you go. It doesn't count anyways.
15?
What happened?
Does a 15 hit?
Does
Yeah.
15 hit?
15 does hit, actually. You just barely hit this creature.
You said it was a D4, right?
Yep,
D4
for
plus
2
1.
points of damage. D4 plus
3.
1?
D4
3.
He's still up, but he's
And I will
actually
I will,
really surprised.
I will bagawk the loudest, scariest.
It is totally Filbert's rooster.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. No, if it was Filbert's rooster, it would have crit that Mind Flayer and knocked it unconscious.
Yeah. And I'll scratch the ground.
It's just
like
a
I'm
cheap
getting ready to charge.
facsimile. Jeffrey.
I don't know. I'm concentrating on a spell. I don't want to end the polymorph, so I can't use the. Oh wait. No, that's concentration too. I will use a 3rd level spell.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah,
I did 3 points of damage.
as a chicken.
This chicken.
I'm
Yeah.
proud of you.
He needs to roll a concentration save.
True.
It's an 11, so
Wait,
Okay.
did he have to roll one when I hit him? Did he roll one?
He did. He
I
rolled.
did.
He did.
I rolled
did.
for those. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. That's really funny.
That would have been so great.
I don't have any single target stuff that's really going to hurt Othig too much, so I'm going to heal the Mind Flayer with Undeniable Logic. He has advantage on his next saving throw. And I'll use a 3rd level healing. Mind Flayer 2. There you go. There you go, buddy. Feel better.
All right.
That's all I got.
Othig.
I'm out of bardic inspirations, out of high level spells, and doing the best I can. I'm sorry, Mav.
Nice.
Exceeds hit points by 3. You just barely got that sucker. So you
All because of the chicken.
yeah.
Chicken. The chicken.
Yeah, that's
Chicken.
So you put him to the ground. The Mind Flayer goes down. Jeffrey, you are restored to yourself and realize the horror of what you have been doing.
Oh no! I'm running down the stairs to help Mav. I am using my lay on hand, or not my lay on hands, my healing touch to use.
I don't need your help.
A hit dice.
At least I cast spells I have.
A hit dice, healing touch on Mav.
Don't worry about polymorph.
Not worried about it at all. I'm so worried about the fact that I killed Mav, I don't even care.
You got darn close to killing Mav with that nat 1 death saving throw he just threw in there at the end.
Oh, like I said, I rolled a success after that. It's all good.
It is all
I
good.
will
You would have
Run
survived.
downstairs and I'll touch him with my healing touch and just like get him up and
Yep. So you pop Mav back up, apologizing thoroughly. You two wander back up the stairs. You're in the bridge area of the ship, which says, "That was wonderful. Please come see me."
and now I'll drop the chicken.
I'll have you know that I've been pecking your feet.
I'm going to ask the ship where it is. Is it up ahead?
Oh, just down the hallway.
Great.
Are there any more squid faces?
No, there were only the 3. There were
I
at
will-
one point more of them, which is what made them interesting.
I'll look at the bodies. Do they have anything?
They are, they have
Yeah,
a
we'll do.
smattering of nice clothes and a couple of pieces of jewelry. Nothing too flashy. They're not very
Do they
flashy.
have any weave crystals?
They do. They have 6 of them.
Yes.
Nice.
The
How many
navigator
do I-
is carrying all of them.
I'll take them all.
Okay.
Good.
The ship is currently just now drifting. It's about a half mile from the colony.
Someone should
I'll
grab
ask-
the navigator crystal.
I
and
was to say,
stop.
can I grab the navigator stuff?
Yeah.
What
Actually,
navigator stuff?
just turn it around back to the dock.
No, not yet. Not yet. I'll
Yeah,
ask the
I
ship.
don't want to go around back yet.
I'll ask the ship if it will be considered. What's the word I'm looking for?
Change of management.
No. Worrisome if the ship is just takes off of the dock and then just starts listing right away. Like, will people take notice?
Stranger things have happened out here.
Fair
Somebody
enough.
eventually will take notice. It's hard to say when.
Fair enough. So let's just right the ship and then we'll all go meet them together.
Are you in control right now?
I can be if you would like me to be.
Of the ship? I mean, you are the ship, but as far as
Whoa, a free movement ship
Yes.
that doesn't.
I can't operate the weave engine, but I can move us.
You can swim.
Yes.
Okay, we'll hold off on that for the moment.
I'm
Well,
very good at swimming. It's most of what I've done my entire existence.
do you want to swim?
It's
How-
what I do.
Can you swim in water?
Of course.
Oh, do you want to go to the Prime?
Whoa!
So bad.
I
One,
want nothing more than to go to the Prime. I hear there are so many things to ingest there.
I'm doing an insight check. Insight check. Ah!
one thing at a time.
It
Stop the ship.
it really wants to go to the Prime. Like,
Let's go talk to the ship.
Yeah, let's go talk to the ship.
Yeah.
you just
Holy
called the
cow.
junior hire to the blackboard.
Yeah.
And he just learned what a wiener was.
So, you head down the hallway past several doors. There's a sphincter door at the end of the hallway, and then it opens up into a little chamber that has all sorts of... You realize as you go further down the hallway now, there is an enormous amount of vein work. That's what darkened the hallway and its structure. And it goes through a couple of sealed doors there to kind of offset. It looks like it's guarding its blood supply, basically, is what these doors are designed to do. And then they open up into this room. And it is flooded with green light, and there is a 20-foot in diameter brain floating in a jar. Tentacles are coming out of it. It's The jar is 60 feet tall. It's just kind of hovering there. The tentacles move in a disassociated fashion. They don't seem to be doing anything in particular, but they are constantly in motion. And it says, "My name is Fazragul. It is a pleasure to meet you."
Are we in Futurama right now?
No, that's an elder brain.
There's a brain in a jar, and we're in space.
It would be a president head in a jar if it was
I
Futurama. It'd be Nixon.
I was just going to ask if it was an illithid at one point in time.
I've always been beyond them, although I have absorbed many of their kind.
Yeah, Jeffrey knows what these are from his legend learning about you. It's what you killed in the Underdark.
We didn't kill. That's what Sellet killed.
No, it's what Filbert killed.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Sort of. Yeah, you killed the small one that was controlling the rats.
So, you're an elder brain.
Yes, that's a crude way of saying it, but that's me.
That's the common for it. Wow.
So, does it choose to be a ship, or what?
It is a easy way to give my kind the ability and freedom of movement.
There's a mouse in the living room.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry.
Just saying.
Are you okay? All right.
There's a mouse in the living room. There's a mouse
They heard
in
you.
my living room.
Mike, sick Henry on it. Sick Harry on it.
Oh, I thought I got them all the last few days. Nothing's...
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, it's
There's
okay.
a-
Nothing's eaten at the trap in the last few days, so I'm surprised that...
Trap!
The ones Weston and I've been sitting in the basement.
Oh, there's one under the couch.
He's under the couch? The couch where you were sitting?
He's by the light.
Okay.
This is most entertaining.
Yeah.
Can we put knives on your
They're
Roomba?
burrowing
I
under
was
my
just
garage.
gonna say that.
We need to put knives on your Roomba and cover it in peanut butter.
So we've found them in the basement when it gets cold out here, just because of the fields and whatnot. It's the first
Yeah.
time we've seen one upstairs. So
How did they get in?
through the garage, we don't know. But
Yeah.
when they
Houses-
took all the fields out of the area to build Andy's house, it was basically like the 10 Commandment plagues.
So
happened in
shouldn't
the
Andy
area.
be the one who has to come in?
Yeah, sure.
Ooh.
I mean,
I have them. No, so they are burrowing through my garage wall,
Yep.
down through the insulation, underneath the cement in my garage.
yep, I believe it.
I found the cement stone or the stones under the cement up in my garage.
I feel like I watched this in The Secret of Nim.
Yeah, they're super invasive in the area, and after a year or two, it'll peter out. But right now, they're a pretty serious problem in the area.
Also, Watership Down.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
you were talking
All right.
to Fazragul. He would inform you that being in a ship gives him the ability to move around, and he's not in a place, and he is a very curious creature. He does not like being in a standard location.
Are you unique for your kind?
No, I'm not. There's
So, any other ship like this will have one as well.
correct.
Is there one in the big black cloud?
There is just silence. The cloud is beyond my understanding.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's so cool.
So you have a psychic link with at least the illithids. Do you have a psychic link with other elder brains?
If I'm in proximity of them.
Why did you let us play?
As I said, I'm curious. I
About
found
us?
the three that were running their operation out of me to be quite boring.
Well, stick with us and you will not be bored.
That's guys. We just
Sensed
upgraded to a
that.
better ship.
As I was probing your brains, it's the reason I freed your drowned friend. As I was probing the creatures on the dock, your adventures have been fascinating.
You freed
That is
my drow
one-
friend? Our drow friend?
Yes.
Where is he?
He's currently in his room. I put him to sleep.
Which one is that?
I will reveal the entirety of the schematics now. You can have them now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we unlocked
Yeah.
100% map
fast travel.
completion rate.
I pressed the wrong button. That's the one I want. Right there. So Sell It will be in one of the prisoner cells that
is
are
legit.
down here. So
I
and
know
then,
what floor I'm looking at.
Look at that series of sphincters.
Yep, that's what I was looking at.
that is its fuel and digestive system. He can store up energy by consuming organic matter, so you don't need a spell jammer to drive him. But he's got to eat a lot.
A lot.
Yep. So, like the idea of parking him in the ocean on the Prime really excites him because he would just hunt things and eat dolphins and tuna and he would be very excited.
How does he feel about Krakens?
I wanna
This is
make
so
an
frightening.
insight check. How bad on a scale of like 1 to 10 are we talking here of him in our ocean?
Like,
Hang on a second.
how bad does he want to be there? It's a,
No. Not how bad does he
Go
want.
to the Prime if you wanted?
he can't fly himself. He needs a spell jammer to fold space. But he can build up enough power to do it so that he would still need an arcane spellcaster to run the drive. But that caster wouldn't need to use a spell slot to make a jump if he eats enough.
So, if we were to bring him back to the plane, the Prime,
Mhm.
how bad would it be for the ocean?
Oh, not bad. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be much different than
It's
having a
not
dragon
like-
turtle in an area. He would consume.
Okay. Here, but like, why hasn't he just gone?
Because he can't choose to go there for himself. Because he can't run the drive. He can power the drive, but he can't activate it. It's like he can turn the engine on in a car, but he can't put it in drive.
Man, that's so weird.
Yep. So it's a very symbiotic relationship between Fazragul and the navigator of his ship, because he needs the navigator to go far. I mean, he could slow drive wherever he wanted to go, and on his own, if he found a portal or a gateway to the Prime, he could do it then. But he couldn't make the jump on his own.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Is he at odds with any other ships? Elder Brain?
No,
things?
he would explain. He obviously planned for it to go this way. He is not opposed to you guys using him as a vessel. He's reaching out in partnership, so to speak. But Illithid ships on their own are pretty fair game for a lot of other nationalities that live out here.
What are his? I mean,
What are
besides
his credentials?
no.
I thought that
besides
was
the
what you were
obvious, what are his offensive capabilities?
He has 4 orifices that can arc weave energy at a creature or another ship if he needs to. So they're weave cannons, but they're more of a natural style. He has a grapple and crush attack with his front tentacles. And at the same time, he says he really likes that one because he can usually feed off of something when he does it.
So if we ram the dustbin up your sphincter, are you going to eat it?
It's not organic. It's not organic.
Please don't park your other ship in my mouth.
No, that's not where we're gonna put it.
No,
It's
no.
a dustbin.
You can sense he is reconsidering his offer.
Right back hospitality.
Oh,
Is like, what are his defensive capabilities? He's obviously tougher than a lot of other ships that are out there, right?
In typical fashion for his kind of ship, he is armored. He's a pretty standard mini Illithid dreadnought. He's not a capital ship. He's a smaller version of it, but he's pretty standard as far as that goes. He has his offensive capabilities. He has a few defensive capabilities. He can spray a fluid. In common vernacular, he describes it as an ink, but it basically creates a slowing field.
Oh, how cool!
For if you're being pursued.
Can you be upgraded?
Not,
Or is that like an as you grow, you evolve?
As he grows, he but it takes hundreds of thousands of years.
Has he ever been chased by the void?
No, the void leaves the Illithid alone.
So we would be safe from the void in this.
Yes, you would be safe from the void inside of him.
Would we be able to, in any way, now not obviously talking about ramming it in your sphincter, but attach the dustbin to you in any way? We do have use for it still.
He would be able to moor it with his tentacles.
Okay. I think we have an arrangement figured out here. This is...
No, because now we have to convince the dustbin, hey, he's going to wrap you up in his tentacles, but it's safe.
But it's safe.
The dustbin trusts us, okay?
Based on what?
We saved its life from one of these ships.
Okay.
I don't think we
And now we
saved
own
the
one.
at all.
Sort of.
I don't think that's how that works.
We don't know how it works out here. It could work like that. You don't know.
I suppose.
He told us. He thought we were interesting. He was bored with his current crew.
Yeah. Okay. So, we should probably have a conversation. Yeah.
Did the ship mutiny itself?
Yeah, basically. That's basically what it did.
You know you're a bad captain when your ship throws you off.
Yeah, we should go talk to Sell It, were you going to say?
Yeah, we should.
We should talk to Sell It. He's sleeping, though. We should also...
This guy can wake him up and bring him.
Well, he said he put him to sleep.
Yeah. We would like
right,
to
for how long?
Sell It until he wakes him up. It's mind control.
Well, let's ask him. Is there any harm in waking him up?
No, none at all.
Do you have any way of healing us?
Unfortunately, no. I can only affect my own organisms. I can provide you sustenance. And like an orifice kind of like forms in the wall and this fluid starts leaking out of it.
How does it smell?
It smells exactly like you'd expect.
Jeffrey will take a little bit and put it in a vial, but I'm not going to eat it right now.
He says, "Oh, don't leave it in there too long. It only keeps about a year."
All right. Yeah.
Let's go
What
see
if you
Sell It.
freeze it?
So it is 9:30. So you guys go down to see Sell It. You open up the door to his room. He is standing in a 5x10 or by a 5-foot square room. Not even. It's 2x5. It's really
Seriously,
narrow.
it's half
tiny. And he is in there with 3 other people standing upright.
Jeez.
And he's in front. The door opens up. The others have their eyes closed. And he says, "It's about time you saved me." And that's where we're going to stop for the night.
Nice.
Nice.
All right.
Awesome.
Oh, that's so exciting. Filbert would be so happy.
Filbert's dead, though. Hey, you made it a whole episode without calling him Filbert.
I did.
You know how he did it? He dominated me.
Yeah.
That's how he made it through.
No, that's not how I made it through.
You still had to say your name.
I did, because we had Filbert Chicken. I think that actually helped, because as soon as I said Filbert Chicken, it reminded me not to say Filbert.
Yep. Guys, that was remarkably detrimental to our group. I really don't want to ever be mind controlled ever again.
No, now you know how to actually use your abilities in combat.
I do use them like that. You guys are usually just standing in the way. This time you were in the way, and that was okay.
It was a learning opportunity.
Clearly, we just recognize that we're not your best friends.